We are the best. That's what I was told. That's what I was told. Hell yeah. Listen, welcome to August with the motherfucking Shade. Y'all already know how we get down over here. You already know what you should be doing before we even have this conversation. Because I got some lit ass barbs, y'all. Okay? I got some very, very, very smart barbs that I'm going to bring on here today. You know what I'm saying? Well, two of them right for right now. You know what I'm saying? Of course, my baby Rello. Shout out to Rello, y'all. Rello just hit 1K on his motherfucking channel.
Yeah. Period. Rello eating. Okay, y'all.
Okay.
Fed Rello 1K, and now I got trolls out here, but it's all good. Shout out to y'all. Y'all the shit.
Period. Listen, I wanted to shout out everybody that, you know what I'm saying, show love to Rello. Rello is at 1K. Now we just working on getting him, you know what I'm saying, monetized. And we're going to get all that done this week. So shout out to y'all for making that happen. You know what I'm saying? Now, bitch, when I tell y'all we about to get into some motherfucking things today now, y'all told me that y'all wanted me to bring back certain people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing that. I'm doing exactly what you all told me. Okay? So I got one of the most beautiful barbs that I have and that I know. Her name is JV. Okay? She will be joining us today. All right? And also, if you watched our show yesterday and you enjoyed touring, okay, he will also be back while we get into this conversation. Matter of fact, he's already here. Okay? He's already here. He's already in the background. JV, whenever you're ready, baby, go ahead and hit that link. And we're gonna go ahead and get started whenever y'all ready. Shout out to me and my Isha. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Bench Thinker. Shout out to Mariah. Shout out to Sweet Queen Ladybug. Shout out to Real Music, aka Mare. What's up, baby? How you doing? Yes, yes, it's about to go down. Melanated Honey Bee. Yeah, they loved touring yesterday. Touring came through, and he definitely gave what it was supposed to give. Okay, I just want to shout him out because he is so positive when it comes to barbs, and I really enjoy his opinion. So he will be back on here giving his opinion. I'm giving give about 5 minutes. We just wait for our other guests to join, and it's going down. What's up, Reagan? What's up, Florida Bob? What's up, Darius? What's up, Independent? Missy ass cousin Kenneth. What's up, now? And my baby Cass. Cass, if you want to join the conversation too, baby, I'm gonna drop the link for you. I'm gonna drop the link for you if you want to join as well. Go ahead. You can get the link from JV, or I can post it in the chat for you. I'll send it to you in a private message. However you want to do it, that's how it's gonna go. Period. All right. So, Rello, you want to introduce our guest for the show today?
It's me, you guys. I am the guest. I am the one. I am the he. No. Let me
It is
stop.
he.
It is he. It is I. No, you guys, we got some great, phenomenal people up here on our panel. So we about to go ahead and get into it. We got our beautiful Miss JV. What's up with you, babe? And we got the undisputed, talented Mr. Torin himself.
Period. Okay, they are on. Oh, good job,
I
Rello.
do this shit.
Good job. That one Kaden got these. Oh, I love that. Shout out to
Hey,
Hey.
Hey.
What's
hey,
good,
hey, hey.
JV? What's up,
Let me grab
Torin?
my AirPods because for some reason when I join, I don't know, it's low. So let me grab my AirPods. I'll be right back.
Okay, go ahead and pop in them ear pods. Make sure you clean them off because you know. Torin, is you there?
I'm here. I'm here. Hello, everybody.
Torin, what's popping, my dude?
What's up, you guys? How are y'all? Like, how
We
are
We
you?
are
good. What's up
amazing,
with
y'all.
you?
I want to thank y'all for coming on the show today. And we about to get into some motherfucking things. JV got her motherfucking notes. Y'all
Okay.
can block any troll up out of the chat. Y'all ain't even gotta, you ain't even gotta ask me. Hey, old school Patricia, how you doing, babe? What's up, twin? What's up, Abby Zablonsky? What's up, Yasmin McPretty Pants? What's up, everybody? Shout out to y'all. We are about to get into some things. I know y'all see the topic, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to make this topic because I don't want everybody to have to go to a lot of other places that you feel is not you honestly going to, enjoy your opinion. I would like it for if you are a Cardi B fan and you're going to be, popping up in the bushes, be respectful so that you can come on here and give your opinion. Because if you don't like what we're saying, then you can give your opinion if you are an adult and you can, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and shout out to Nazir D as well, man. I appreciate you for the PayPal. You the shit, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate that, Nasir. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Torin,
Yes.
now
Hi.
I want to start off with how was your day?
My day was wonderful and incredible. I hope yours was well. I do have a gift for you later on. Something that I was doing some work and you came up in my conversation. So
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
oh,
Well, look, they say the best for last. So listen, I'm ready. You got me excited now. Okay. Uh, I think you know what I'm kind of. You know, I'm very intuitive, so I think I know what it is. But I'm gonna calm down. Um, yeah. So yeah, shout out to you for coming on here. How do you feel about Cardi B? Let's start off with that.
um shout out to everybody that like music. Yesterday I was like really pumped up and I was so excited to be invited and to have a place to speak. So I just want to say that whoever watches this and whoever hears this, it's like me and you know what I'm about and what I stand for and you know why I'm here where I'm at. And it's non-malicious, it's no ill intent, but you're talking to a real person. So to ask me how I feel about a person and their character, and I answer it like that starting off, I just
Mhm.
want to set the stage so people know who they're listening to, because that's a very loaded and intense question. Because as a human, I feel like we witness a lot of destructive patterns of people who lack ethical education for what it means to be a business and to represent a business or its shareholders.
Mm.
And I believe that a person like her is a part of the exploitation and the problem that we have in the industry that we call music. And I feel that it's not fair to have a person in a conversation with real artists who can't even, every time you speak honestly, you end up offending the fake. And
Mm.
that's not supposed to happen in real life. It's never, the fake would be offensive to the real. So I feel like that is what could be a beautiful person. I feel like they are part of the exploitation of the music industry, because if we break it down, you gotta tell me where this 90 million records come from.
Mm.
And does she make 10 cents a record, 5 cents a record, a dollar, or 25 cents?
That's the
Because
real tea.
that's the real T. And remember, I'm torn, so I'm big T, little T, T all day. What is the narrative and the agenda that a young girl or a young man is supposed to look to say, I could do that, or I want to do that, or I identify with that? That is something that I think more of us or more people should be having that conversation openly on YouTube and on more platforms, because what ends up happening is we already know that you're a character. And just because you're a character, like really, that now what's not fair about that is that you have character, you have personality, and you deserve to be paid and celebrated for that. Yes. But at the same time, your actions, which will be your craft and your work ethic to build a platform to be, you know what I'm saying, marketable, to
Hmm.
be and worthy of an investment of a multi-million dollar corporation whose main goal is to study you and what you like and catch you before you make your decision to choose them. I think that that's exploitive. And I think that in the end, we see where it's going, where you can't see the people in that picture. Are those the people that even helped on the record?
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. And that's a JV. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, well, good. I'm so happy that you're here, Torin. I want you to meet JV. JV, I want you to meet Torin.
Hi, Torrin. I heard you yesterday, and that was yesterday, right? Because
Yeah,
my
that was
Yeah.
baby
yesterday.
sleep late sometimes. Okay. Yeah, you loved every minute of it. Every minute
Oh,
of it.
thank you.
And yeah, no, I'm just listening in right now to your perspective on, do you want me to talk about what I think about Cardi B? Or
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if it's my turn to
I
talk
just
right
wanted
now.
to acquaint you guys so that we can get into it. Like I want
Oh
everybody.
yes.
Yeah, break the ice because I got pictures. You know what I'm saying? We got this is
Yeah.
how it
Yeah.
all started off right here. This is how it all started off. So we're going to start off with this picture here because I know that Torin has some great points, and I know JV, you have a point that you wanted to make as well. That's going to be really big. So let's start off with the Nicki wig from her tour from
Thank
Pink Print.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Or the Tulsa. Because I said, is this?
Yeah, this is definitely the Tusa wig, but this
Yes,
is
it is.
definitely Nicki because I seen her when I went to the Pink Print tour. Nicki
Yep.
had on a wig that was the same blend of her hair, and it
Yep.
was similar to this. And what's so funny is that Cardi B's first single, which is called "Lick," has a wig on that is literally the same exact wig or piece, hair piece that Nicki Minaj had on for her tour. So they were already setting a standard of how they wanted the Barbs to see her. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They basically shaped her into what they felt like mimics Nicki.
Mm-hmm.
So it would automatically cause the Barbs would automatically gravitate to her. The same way a lot of Barbs gravitate to Doja Cat, right?
Yep,
I don't listen to any of Doja Cat's music, but her creativity reminds me so much of Nicki as far as how the things she's willing to push in the music videos and how she puts all that it gives me like Starship vibes and stuff like that, and even the quirkiness but sexy, like she like Doja Cat knows that she got blueprint from Nicki, so the Barbs gravitate from her. That's why there's a lot of Barbs that gravitate to her. And Cardi, you could tell that is where they were going with her. That's why she keeps transforming her face to look like Nicki.
Yep.
So that one day we can mistake her for Nicki Minaj. But it's never gonna happen.
You guys take a look at this picture that I have on the screen. Okay.
I remember that.
You remember this story? So
Oh my
y'all
gosh.
see how this wig is so ripped. I'm gonna show you the picture of Nicki Minaj. I just want y'all to look at this because I want y'all to see their narrative and how it started. I want y'all to see it, and I don't want y'all to feel like we trying to come at her because, like I said, we're gonna have we all are grown. Every single one of us is over 30. Well, hello. But you know what I'm saying? Grown. So I feel like the conversation that we're going to have, if you are a Cardi B fan and you happen to come into the chat, do not feel scared to state your opinion because my goal on this channel, and I want to make this clear, my goal on this channel is if you feel like, damn, you know what? I kind of like Nicki Minaj. I want you to come over here and be, you know what I'm saying? Feel like you getting what you need.
Yeah.
I'm not here to take this woman down. That's not my goal. Like, I'm just here to tell my people what the fuck we see.
Yeah. We here to tell the truth, nothing but the truth and the whole truth. Okay. And I mean, everybody have their own opinions. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions as well. But when you have factual proof, I in my opinion, you just can't be that stupid.
Y'all can jump in too. Go ahead.
Exactly. No, I agree 100%. And like I'll say it like this. This is my position on Cardi. I liked her on Love and Hip Hop.
I did too.
Okay. When Cardi was on, I started to kind of back up off of her towards her final moments, I guess, on Love and Hip Hop because I didn't like how she handled Asia.
Yep.
I didn't like that. Like that turned me off. Because at the end of the day, like Cardi knew as a woman, she knew that her relationship with dude was inappropriate. You know you're being inappropriate with a guy who has a woman, and you know that. And it's like, why are you being so nasty to this woman? This woman is within her rights. And I didn't like the fact that Asia was very petite, very small. She clearly is not about that life. And
she's not from America.
Right? She's not from America.
She was
no, she hit her. Like, she hit her.
Yeah, she threw a shoe. Like, girl, that don't equivalent to your hands. Sorry.
Right. And Asia, like, first, I don't like bullies. I don't. And Cardi B is a bully. I don't know why the Bardi Gang refuses to acknowledge that she is a bully and she's very nasty. And when I saw what she did to Asia, I started to fall back from her. And then but I still was kind of like, okay, she's getting into music. Okay, all right, maybe I could forgive that or whatever. But then when I realized that, okay, this woman is a gang member You were on the streets, you was a stripper and all of this stuff. So the level of intensity that you have within you, like aggression and stuff that you have when you from the streets like that, is it's very different. And you know that a very timid small woman who has never been through anything like that, you know that that's not even a match for you. You get what I'm saying? Like most times, like street dudes or chicks that are in gangs and stuff, they not really trying to do anything to regular people.
Period.
It's because they understand that it's not a match. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so for Cardi to do that, I felt like it solidified for me that she was an absolute bully. So I started to like pull away at that point.
Exactly. What's your opinion, Tori?
I love everything that you just said, beautiful queen, because that shows that you have integrity, and that's something that you would tell your sister, your niece, or your friends, like, watch out for her, or I'm gonna back up because this is real life. And in real life, you are worth 30 million records. I will give you that, baby. I will give you that. But the extra add-ons come from the gimmicks of not trusting your work ethic. If there isn't one, you can cultivate one. But the things you choose to do to validate why you feel on are superior to people who have invested time and ethics into their life choices. That is where the disrespect and the dishonor comes as a no way Jose for me, because you were being openly disrespected by not only the executive producers, but the network and your cast members, because your character that people love you for is being a celebrity, a personality. You know what I'm saying? A punch. Exactly. That shit. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, because you could have been speaking on a lot of things. You could have been on a lot of panels, a lot of game shows, a lot of, you know what I'm motherfucking saying, commentary. But instead, you wanted to push this narrative of, damn, I have nothing else, so I'm gonna just be that bitch, knowing that you really aren't that bitch. Because again, why don't nobody, I'm just saying, you ain't been outside with the, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's inauthentic.
Right. Right.
It's crazy that you felt that you had to bring that shit to the game and make yourself known as the messy queen instead of the personality, because that's what people was defending you on, was that, oh, I like her personality, like Cardi B, she deserve it because her personality, like, she own. And you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people saw that, they set her up for that. That's why I say, not only the network, they just exploited you. But
Exactly.
That's exactly what they did.
And they set her up to be a puppet. So
yes,
it's not like, please y'all don't feel like we up here really just saying, oh, Cardi fell off. She fell off strategically. As far as playing and moving how she's supposed to move in the game.
Being
She
4 years.
failed. She failed. There's no way that she should still be stuck on one album. There's no way. There's no way. Not exactly how she came out as if she pushed her pen, and then we know she's not doing that, but then you come up here with all this energy as if you really that girl, like Torres said. So we want to see you produce that, and due to the fact that you're not producing it, you falling off. You're not giving us music to listen to, but you're giving us pictures to look at. Make it make sense.
So that's what we're
Right.
saying, y'all. When we say that she's falling off, we're talking about they're strategically taking her and moving her to the side. Because at one time, I want y'all to understand something. I'm sorry for skipping a little bit ahead a little bit, but I just want to say this. They thought that Cardi B would have some type of leverage in the pop industry. Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
They thought that they would be able
Yeah.
to market her as a female rap pop star from the hood, like Nicki. But what they realized is that Doja Cat was already out here. Y'all, Doja Cat have a song that's on the internet with millions of views from 2014.
Yes.
From when she was signed to RCA Records. Do you understand what I'm saying? they did not know that Doja Cat had the potential that she had. But what she did, and I'm not even trying to big her up at this point, but I'm gonna do it because she is, you know what I'm
Now
saying? She's
she
good. She's good in
deserves
her
it.
own way.
She's put in her work. Like, it doesn't matter if anybody likes her music or not.
Right.
Doja Cat is putting in work.
She's putting in work, and she was in the basement. Somebody said that she got locked in the basement with Kendrick Lamar and Nicki Minaj. But listen, hey, she chose two great rappers, you know what I'm saying? And she learned how to make music, she learned how to make her own beats, and she felt like she didn't need anybody else. So she came up and she made them look at her. When they were looking at Megan Thee Stallion shake her ass last year, and she was going through the tiny chat stuff, she prevailed, she came through it, and she came out bigger than ever. That is what you call a superstar.
Yes. Can I just say one thing? Because
Sure.
this is what happens. And this is why I wanted to start off slow and steady, because it's like, y'all got to understand that Doja Cat is not a rapper. She is a recording artist because she can sing, but she's not a singer because she cannot, or we will not accept her, or was not marketable. I don't know what words people want to use, but it was not accepted for her to stand there and bust a hot, simple 16. And that's okay, because her power is in her performance. She's a recording artist that can record the creations that she makes and then perform them. And that takes away from Doja Cat when we try to say that she's a rapper and it's like, it's not fair to Nicki, and it's not fair to Doja Cat as an artist who has to look back on her legacy and say, whoa, this is going to be a wild ride. So try to always think of Doja Cat as Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, and
Or Kesha.
you know what I'm saying? Or Kesha, really. And that is her lane, her vein, her market. And because she's South African, we gonna win that one and take that one, because that's a fat bottom black girl. So
exactly.
She is killing it for that lane. And that's a great thing. But at the same time, she doesn't sell records like the queen can still sell records. And again, I just want to say, Nicki Minaj was technically kind of blackballed before she came in the game, because bitch, you about to upset the whole thing. And how do we market you? Are you going to be so hip hop hood gutter queen, or are you going to be able to, because y'all got to understand too, we just going to get into it. Why are we giving 15 million albums, any type of anything? Bitch, I can't hear you from all the way Nicki Minaj's catalog. Little Kim has sold 15 million albums, 35, 36 songs, singles. That's disrespectful to Little Kim as a person, knowing the behind the scenes shit to that. And then to Onika Tanya Mirage, who said, wait a minute, I wrote that shit. I said no to certain shit. Y'all told me no. Come on. We made that shit bigger than what it is. It's not a beef, bitch. It's no table. It's no restaurant. You're not even fucking girl. You're not even in the same part of the city that I'm in. I don't even run into you unless people bring you up, and then you want to attach yourself to me. And at that point, she was not even at 65 million single sold when you was feeling the heat. So don't do that shit. That's not fair. Nicki Minaj had to jump through a lot of fucking hoops going to the meetings, and they trying to figure out, how do we market this black woman? How do we market this black woman? And it's like, y'all not bringing up Missy Elliott. Y'all don't ever bring up E. Y'all never bring up Trina, still the baddest. You never bring up those albums from 2008 when she was calling herself the queen as well, and the Diamond Princess and Slip and Slide Records.
And she still does it.
Thank you. Coming at me with flows, but look at her Spotify numbers. Look at how that shit ain't fair.
It is fair. You want to know why, bro? Let me tell you something. And I'm not saying like that's fair for her, but for me, and this is in my opinion, Trina is Young Miami for 10 years. When I went back and I
Mm-hmm.
listened to Trina, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I couldn't even believe that I thought what she was saying was hot. When I went back and listened to Little Kim, I was like, okay, this is still, you know what I'm saying? It still gave me, when I went to Foxy Brown, they still gave, Trina should have never been called. You survived this long in the industry because you, and I hate to even say this, but you are, I don't know, a leech because you literally like didn't really do anything. Yes, your album, that album that you put out in 2008 did amazing, but, and I think that's what it was called, amazing.
Yep.
But Nicki came out with the Single Again remix and kind of prophesized that she is the baddest.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
she
not
did.
only that, they was
Absolutely.
actually, back then marketing Trina as I hate to say this, but as a hoe.
And
Like,
you got
Yes,
this on, and you
Yeah.
got this on 5 Star by Nicki Minaj.
but
Listen, and
they,
I'm not saying
but
this
see,
like that, but I'm talking
she
about like
didn't
she
diss her
tried
like
your
that,
pen,
but
like
they're
she tried
friends.
you as a
They're
new
cool.
artist.
She did, and Trina took it as she's supposed to take it. But just like he just said, you guys got to understand, it
Mhm.
wasn't the same thing. The only person that got the best marketing budget is Missy Elliott.
Yep.
That's the only female rap artist that got the best marketing budget for 6 albums.
Yep.
And how they market you is so, and whoo, you guys, it's
No,
so
you
important.
spill it.
I'm like, it's so important. And it's
Yeah.
because of Missy's creativity. They didn't want to fuck with her in the beginning. So she made her own shit. And she bought, not to put it all out there, show, but like, like there are people who can buy their own spots, who can finesse their own connections at the radio and the video station because their shit is that hot and it's spread. Nicki Minaj had to contend with Your Love. And I know she like
Mm.
probably doesn't like that song because of the story behind it, but understand, we you just understand that people bought Tom Toms. They bought them all. They since you've been on, they've been fucking with you. And before they poured all their money into you through Super Bass and Taylor Swift, we was already fucking with you. You was
Already.
5 star
And that
platinum. Go ahead. You know what I'm
and
saying?
that I agree with you 100%. Let me try to get in because I love that you said that about the fact that people were already fucking with Nicki. Um Actually, before I even get to that point, let me just go back to Trina real quick. The reason why Trina, even without the sales, without
Mhm.
dropping more successful music, is she still is around and still get some respect? Because you would think that she would have just flopped out like Kaya, right? To the
Right.
point where you just flopping around, right? Because it's like it's what's the difference? But the reason why Trina is still around is because Trina maneuvered the industry like a Miami girl. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Miami.
Yep.
Y'all know I'm from
Miami.
Miami. Okay, but not young Miami, but people from Miami. Okay. But she maneuvered the industry and created these relationships
yep.
with different people in the industry
Yep.
where even if she isn't dropping anything that's successful, you see her. She's
Mm-hmm.
still right there, draped in, cubic zirconia. Like
Yes.
she's still there. Okay,
Yes.
she's still there. It's okay. Draped in rhinestones, but we see her and it shines
Oh, I'm talking
when you
about baby
squint your
well.
eyes. Yes, squint your eyes with the cubic zirconia and
It be
rhinestones
mixed
shine.
in. It be mixed in. It be mixed. We
Ooh,
call it costume
exactly.
jewelry. We call it
Yeah,
costume.
the rhinestones that they put on your nails. Like she has that on, but nevertheless,
I did not expect her to say draped in cubic zirconia.
you know,
Damn.
That's what it
I'm
be given.
crazy,
Everything be custom made.
I
right?
Customized
love it
jewelry.
though,
Right.
because it's
It's
true.
but
Mhm.
Trina was very smart in doing that. And because she built those relationships, so she's at the industry event. She's at every industry event down here. And a lot of artists come down to Miami. Like everybody comes to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always these events happening. Sometimes there's events that aren't even publicized.
Yep.
Trina is there at everything. And everybody who's down here, they know that. That's why even any female artists that try to come out of South Florida,
Yep.
even though Trina is not that girl, you
Mm-hmm.
still have to be cool with Trina.
With Trina, yep. And
You
I
you
noticed that from the show.
Yes,
yes,
you do.
you
Because
Mm-hmm.
you do,
you
because you
have to,
understand. You understand.
because Trina has built extremely strong relationships with different people in the
Even with Nicki.
industry,
Yep.
even with Nicki. And she's so smart for doing that, because what she did was she gave herself time to try to grow as an artist, but unfortunately, she
Yes.
hasn't been able to find something. But
Yes.
let's just say she did find something,
Let's
she would
just
have
say.
exploded immediately because the
Yep.
connections are already there.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
And
that's my take on.
I
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can agree. I feel like Trina networking was very much so up to par. But in my opinion, I just feel like she just rolled off of other people's name too.
Ooh,
To
Ludacris.
exactly to stay relevant because her bars are not relevant. So I mean, I feel like she networked good as far as like I said, riding off of other people back.
Missy.
Ludacris, Trick Daddy. Other names that's made up for it that does not apply to her. You
But
know,
what about like her messing with certain guys in the industry? Because y'all remember a time when she was messing with Lil Wayne.
I knew he was gonna come up,
You
and I
know,
knew.
because come on now, we
Mm-hmm.
we talking about we talking about the old school before we get to the new school anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I want to bring
Mm-hmm.
this around to Lil Wayne because I want y'all to remember something. Let me show y'all. Let me see if I can show y'all this video. Well, I can just show y'all a picture of the video. Trina has a song called "Don't Trip" that came out in 2005, right?
Yep.
And in this song, Lil Wayne is stating that Trina is like the new girl in Cash Money. Like he was like, I pre-owned Cash Money. I put her on Cash Money. Now she wobbling that ass for me. I don't know if y'all remember that song, but
I
Yep,
remember
I
that.
remember
If you
that.
see his
it's the
Mm-hmm.
song.
life,
Yeah, he
follow
said
Don't
to her
Trip.
that she is going to be the next Nicki, basically. Like he's about to take her on his new label and he finna grow her. So while Lil Wayne is telling her this, you got Birdman in another corner a couple of years later doing the same thing to Little Kim.
Yep. Yep. But y'all
Mm-hmm.
miss the other person in the middle who makes all the decisions and said, y'all, I've been sitting down and having these meetings and
Mm-hmm.
we're not going to invest in it. We're not going to finance it. No, you know why? Because that's not on our agenda. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people, when we looking at these artists, we have to take that into account first. Who was their A&R? What was their A&R's history and pedigree? And who were the executives that were managing their artists and contract at
Mm-hmm.
that time? Because that will tell you the push that they get and how they get presented to us. They know what the fuck they doing when they send you there with pickle juice.
Pickle juice. Tell
That's
them
They
because
again.
know.
that's
Pickle
because
juice.
what y'all don't realize is that Trina was on Atlantic Records.
Speak about it.
She was on Atlantic
Mm-hmm.
Records. And while Lil Wayne was shopping for a new label, you know what I'm saying? Just to,
Yep,
to help to put Young Money on, I'm pretty sure he probably was in talks with Atlantic Records at that time. She
yep,
was the only girl that was really popping. Little Kim was in jail. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? Let's talk about it. Like this is the real shit. That's why Nicki said no more auditions.
no more.
No more. You auditioned
Period.
and you lost.
Because two girls already auditioned, Lil Kim and
Lil Kim
Trina.
and Trina.
It was a
I
double
mean, no,
tundra.
we had a
Girl, you
lot
gotta
of
come give me
It
five.
was a double tundra. I'm just saying, y'all, when y'all listen to the queen,
yeah,
whether she's singing or rapping, she's telling a story.
You
yep.
gotta
You
listen.
just
Yeah.
got to know your history and do your research on certain things. If you don't understand certain words, go research it, figure it out. Because when you connect the dots, you'll be amazed.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, because she
Absolutely.
earned it. She earned it,
Yeah.
and that's what would be rough for Nicki is that she was auditioning. It's like, hold up, bro, I went to school for this shit. You got to audition to get in that school. And
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Bashley. Y'all remember that shit? How she
Bachelor.
would tell you in her first documentary, like, I was crazy. If I met a girl named Ashley, I'm gonna call you Bashley and be like, what up, Bashley? And she showed us that she was an actress. She was a study
Oh, Bashley.
Bashley when they
Yeah,
did the
Barty, aka
documentary.
yeah, she stole Nicki. Cardi B was. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm skipping. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, Nicki Minaj, Onika Tanya Mirage, She started in this shit. She
Mm-hmm.
studied these same people, and it said the same thing that we saying right now. Like, now, how come you didn't make it all the way? You, who just without sounding like you're bashing somebody. It's like Biggie did create Little Kim
Mm-hmm.
because he had a artist roster. And so they were looking at different models to follow. And this is the model you follow. You need a female, you need a Marilyn Monroe. You need a character that you could write for or through and speak to this market because you have a big female fan base. And
Mm-hmm.
it's something that we want you to think about as an artist because you can also make money through that way. And so that's how Little Kim came about. It's like, yeah, she has her story for what she was living, but when destiny meet opportunity, it was the opportunity that was created. So everybody came through that same audition factor. Only difference is Onika came up in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So I have all you bitches to look at, and I have my training, and I'm saying, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, and this is how I'm gonna do it. So when we look at these new artists, it's like y'all just go straight to the body. Y'all go straight to
Yeah.
the body and to straight to the apps to start trying to generate a nothing, but you don't bring nothing to the tape. You don't bring no talent. You don't bring no pedigree. And that is essentially what we're talking about. Kim, we love you, but what is you had all this time in the game.
Mm.
You had all this time. And look at
And
what you
where is her body of work
that's
after
what I'm saying.
post Biggie? It's like, okay, she did the jump off, period.
Period.
And then what? When the men took their hands off of you,
Yes.
right? And if I'm speaking to Lil Kim, when the
Yep.
men let go of your hands, when they took their hands off of you,
Yep.
and you arose as your own woman, what did Little Kim give us besides
Nothing.
the jump off era?
Mm.
And it wasn't even an era. I'm being
Nope.
generous by
Yeah.
calling it an era.
Yeah.
What did she give us? She gave us nothing.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Like, like what is
She
going
gave
on
us
here?
the all evolving. That's what she gave us.
She gave us new
The all
faces.
evolving. See, that's the same thing with Cardi. Like, we're not talking,
Exactly.
you don't
Thank
like
you, Torn.
yourself.
Thank
You
you.
light skin. You don't think that people know what you look like. You don't think we can Google what you look like and what your daughter look like to be like, wait the fuck a minute. You wonder why we don't fuck with you because you don't fuck with yourself. But
Period.
my thing is
Exactly.
always gonna be this. I have over 4 hours of music from one Black woman, and you give me 36 singles. And understand, each album of Little Kim, she only had 2 singles off of each album.
Each
What is
album.
he arguing about?
There's
What
nothing
are
to
we
argue
arguing?
about.
At all.
Y'all, he just
They
fucking spilled.
Period.
That-
Y'all better listen.
absolutely.
He most definitely
Mhm.
spilled.
Like,
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
no. I'm sorry, because we sharing. Go ahead.
And it's like when people compare Nicki to Lil Kim, it is, first of all, it's an insult. I'm sorry, Kim fans. It's an
Yeah.
insult. Because Nicki, okay, so if you talk about Kim, this is the era of tours. Nicki, in the 2000s, right? 2010s. This is the era of tours, a lot of tours. Nicki was going on tours with 6 legs, 6-leg tours. Okay. Kim, I was looking at her tours and I was like,
What?
you
Where?
gotta be kidding me.
Bitch, where?
Oh my God, the fact that she even had one, she got a tour, child. Let me see if I can
No.
pull it
No. See, we call this no collection of dates because see, my friends is about to do their thing. And when I don't mean to cut you off, but that's not a tour, baby. That's a collection of dates.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not
I
call
agree.
it a tour.
I agree.
You got to get insurance for a tour. But see, yeah, for a big time artist, you gotta just be
You gotta have the budget, okay?
You
Because
know what I'm
Yes,
anything can
saying?
and
happen.
I agree, but here's the thing: like how it is presented to
Mhm.
us, right?
Mhm.
Is that they this is what they referenced it as, and
Yeah.
I agree. Like this is not really a tour because I was looking into it. I'm like, what is this? First of all, one leg. You gotta at least have one leg. That's just a performance. Isn't one leg just you perform one time? like,
And while
like
we,
you know
and
what
while
I
we
mean?
talking, let me just show y'all her performing and what she performs for. Give me 1 second. That's what she does. Shout out to Santos for becoming a member.
What up, Santos? Oh my.
No, listen, that's her.
You
That's her.
Santos.
That's
No,
Kimmy.
no, no, no,
That's
no.
the girl. That's Kimmy
See,
Blackout.
And
this.
I'm mhm.
Go ahead. No, no, go ahead. I'm
No, what
just.
I was saying is like, so when you look at Lil Kim, so I was looking, they say she grossed like $6 million. And I was like, you grossed $6 million? Okay, everybody put on your finance hats.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Gross.
Mine's on.
Because your gross is
Gross.
not your what you get. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
But come
Yeah.
on,
Nope.
That's
baby. I'm
not
with you.
your
Let's keep going.
It's
that's
not your
not
bottom
gross, it's
line.
not profit.
Okay.
So not once we start deducting
Mm.
Thank
the
you.
expenses,
Mm.
when you start deducting the people you have to pay to
Mm.
even make this tour happen, okay?
Yep.
Venue, whoever you have with you, whatever little artist you have with you,
Mhm.
you know, if you have a band on stage, all of that, okay? And let's not act like they wouldn't have had to spend money on just marketing in the local areas of where she went.
Thank
So
you.
when you think about $6 million gross,
Mm.
Woo.
and you got to pay everyone, did she walk away with $1 million? There we go.
Did she
Did
walk
anybody
away?
want to answer that in the
Did
chat?
she walk away with 50K? Can we get because she's dividing.
And she's dividing with Ashanti, who sold all of those records and actually wrote most of them.
Now, I was gonna bring Ashanti. You are into it. Oh shit! I
No,
was
wait a
gonna bring
minute before you
Ashanti up.
bring her up though. I gotta pay some bills real quick, and I gotta show a video. I gotta show a little little video because I want to show y'all what happens when you do not care about yourself, when you don't love who you are in the inside. Okay, this is what happens. They say if you say Little Kim name in the mirror 5 times, this is what happens.
Woo!
Even if your face don't stay together, will you be
Girl,
here
that's your
forever?
Will
lie.
you be here forever? Let me pay some bills right quick. Give me a second, y'all.
Yes, 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 queen. Yes, 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 queen. Yes, queen. Yes, 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 queen.
All I'm saying is if you need to get your spiritual shit and you need to be elevated, okay, you need to go ahead and
Yes.
you need to go ahead and visit that website, okay? It is spiritual shit with a Y.com, okay? Your 10% code is August. If you want to get a 10% discount on spiritual shit, make sure that you send me your purchase. Send me a picture of it so I can show you some love for showing our people some love, period, okay?
Right. And I just want to add that I have a spiritual shit smoking wine.
Ooh.
And first of all, people be like, you look bougie as hell. Y'all got to check out those smoking wines. My smoking wine is bougie as hell. Like, I got a giant mermaid, like a giant gold mermaid, like just hanging off of it. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my God, send me a
Especially,
picture.
I will send you a picture. And it's one thing that's really great about it is the fact that I don't have to hold my jade. And so I don't have to worry about my nails because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you know your nails can start to change colors when you
Mhm.
smoke and you're holding it. Nor do I have to worry about my lip getting burnt or anything like that. It takes different sizes. I don't smoke cigarettes, but to people who do, you can use it with cigarettes. But to people who suck it, okay, it is perfecto. So if you want to be a bougie, get you a smoking wine from
If
Yes.
you
Spiritual
want to be a
Detail.
bougie spiritual girl.
And that's what I'm gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all some pictures of some of the products so that you guys can, because I want everybody to make a purchase. We are the Shady Royal Gang, so we don't use our fingers. The fuck wrong with y'all?
Don't be using your fingers to be smoking them roach blunts, okay? It is not cute. If it's by your finger, put that bitch down.
You're not supposed to say the B word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go. You already started.
Put that trick down in that shot.
Well, I already started.
He already
And you
started.
know,
Shout out to Tiffany Love. Hey, baby.
My bad.
and you know the thing with Lil Kim, right, is and again, it's no disrespect to her, but at the end of the day, she was patched together.
Yep.
And I have a thing that I be referencing on my channel about like women who like to build men and patch them together. I call them like the Build a Man Factory.
Mhm.
However, like when I think of artists like Lil Kim, Cardi B, it's the Build a Artist Factory. That's what it's giving. Build an artist factory. And with artists like that, when you go hands off, and let me see your craft, let me see your creativity, let me see what you can give to the world. And they start to spiral downhill. And that's what they and that's what I get from Lil Kim. But if you guys don't mind, can we get to invasion of privacy?
Oh, we surely can. Oh,
Yes.
I was just waiting on you.
Period.
Yep.
But JV,
Okay.
before we get on her, can I just say this? And I just want everybody to understand. I like the 1996 Lil Kim. I like to know. That's it.
Well, now that he got that out the way,
I just had to get that out the way. My bad. But, yeah.
now that you
glad.
got that out the way, Torrin, she is about to spill some tea on Cardi B and these two guys on the screen. So I'm going to give you the floor real quick, JV, and we are going to commentate after you once you give your opinion. I'm going to mute myself. Go ahead.
Okay. So I want to talk about Cardi B's biggest record, which was not Bodak Yellow. It was I Like It. And a lot of people attribute the success of that song to Cardi B. And they feel like they can do that because an amazing artist like Bad Bunny hadn't officially dropped an album yet, right? So actually neither him or Cardi had actually dropped an album yet while they were recording it, of course. Bad Bunny was the equivalent of what Nicki Minaj was before she came out. And I'm going to tell you why I feel like I can say that and stand on it. Before Nicki came out, she had rallied a fan base. She had a fan base that was so strong to the point that she can actually say $50K for a verse, no album out. My money's so tall that my Barbie's got to climb it. Okay? And Bad Bunny was the same thing. I don't think people realize how big Bad Bunny is as it pertains to the Latin Americas. Okay? Having Bad Bunny featured on a crossover song like I Like It, okay, he was basically putting his stamp on it the same way Nicki Minaj was doing it. And we can prove that Bad Bunny is the Nicki Minaj of Latin America because since 2018, Bad Bunny has dropped 4 albums.
4 albums, y'all.
4 albums. And I kid you not, every last one of those albums that Bad Bunny dropped has gone #1 on the Latin America charts. Period. Every album he has dropped. So when people act like Bad Bunny didn't bring a ton of clout to that song, I Like It. It is disrespectful because, as far as Latin America is concerned, Bad Bunny is the clout. He dropped a another album. I don't want to call it a fifth album because it's not officially a fifth album. It's a compilation album that went number one too. Everything he drops goes number one. This man is he was basically a superstar coming in. The way Nicki Minaj came in, boom, kicked down the door, and she's winning from day one. This is what Bad Bunny is. This is what Bad Bunny brought to I Like It. And if anyone thinks I'm tripping, then why is it that Cardi B can't penetrate her own goddamn culture as it pertains to music? How is it? Think about it. Your most successful song is a song that is a crossover into Latin music, right? It's like that. So it's like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm making a rap song. I'm making a trap song. I'm making a pop song. I'm trying to sing on a song. Okay. But my most successful song is a song that crosses over to Latin music. Atlantic Records wants a bag, right? Cardi B wants a bigger bag. So why wouldn't you say, I need to do more of this? Because maybe I can recreate the same thing. She can't do too much more of that because Latin America doesn't really like her.
Nope.
They don't really F with her like that. They F with Bad Bunny. That's why everything that he drops has gone number one in Latin America. So I would go as far as to say that Bad Bunny brought Cardi B major clout.
Yep.
Period.
Oh, she just spilled some tea.
She really spilled more than y'all think because we can check the liner notes and say who wrote that song, whose song was that originally, and I'm under the impression that that was their song, and they needed to have somebody on it. And this is again at the time where you talk about stop my bag. You know, there were people that the queen reached out to. Sorry, I responded past the deadline. You know, people were giving her beats and mysteriously they was on other people's projects. And, you know, like a lot of fuckery. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say that, but
It's
a
okay.
lot of just backdoor stuff that she's alluded to and she'll like never say because she is a real writer, but understand that that was a benefit for the label to push their artists and not necessarily make a hit, and not a hit, but like that wasn't their song. They didn't invest in the masters. They don't own the master to that song. So they don't really make the same money off of it as you would think. But they do own the licensing to Cardi B putting it on her album or her sharing the licensing with Bad Bunny on his album or however that works. But that's not her song. So yes,
She
he
only
did.
said 4 words.
She only said what like right. She only said like 4 lines in the song.
Clearly, y'all could tell.
It goes to show that
Exactly.
that was not her song. What they was trying to do was take 2 Latin artists and separate one as one person was bigger than the other. And they didn't want to realize that the one person that really made this song is the one that really had that movement and impact.
And there's
on
both
it.
of them. That's Bad Bunny and J Balvin.
Exactly.
And they already done the song with Nicki Minaj called Creepy Kush. And what
Yeah.
people don't know is that Cardi B wanted to be on that song. Even though
Yeah.
she tried to downplay it, she tried. You tried to downplay it, but you wanted to be on Creepy Kush because Creepy Kush is exactly what you wanted this song to be.
Yeah.
Like, stop playing. You didn't have that back in the. You didn't have that in 2017. They didn't see it for you.
Exactly. And not only that, one thing we can say about the the Latino community is they support each other.
Support each other.
So
Yep.
when I realized that they was not fucking with 98 Faces, something wasn't right.
No.
Something wasn't
Period.
right.
Period.
Big
You on the
facts.
song? You on the song talking about what's that song she had that came out in 2017? If I hit it one time, I'm a pipe.
Yeah, well,
No, they're nobody. Do you understand? She only does songs with nobodies. These are probably the Nicki Minaj and these 2 men are probably the biggest artists she ever worked with.
Yep.
Can we
And
please
as a
say that?
matter of fact, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, can we just please already work?
You there, bro? You went out.
Oh, can you
Is
guys
she
hear me?
going?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, like it's a thing where you kind of like poach and hop on people
okay. He's going. You going in and
Yeah, you
out?
going in and out, bro.
like fuck because I be outside. I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes.
Oh, people do attach themselves to songs or like,
Mm-hmm.
release dates or they hear you got something going on and they attach themselves and maneuver that shit enough because it was almost like, bro, you want to get on every song people want to offer me and it's hitting up my label and it's submitting to me.
Mm.
Like, what's that about? And I'm passing on the songs because you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, I think that somebody else deserves a chance or I see something else and you hopping on the song and you acting like you was first choice or you really deserve to be there because people had to write that shit. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? They had to
Exactly.
craft that shit and they had to place it and then dress you and do all this other shit. And, she was just going to show up. Her and Tay was going to make it that day. Or it wasn't him back then, but you know what I'm saying? She was going to make it do what it do.
Mm-hmm. It's the fact that
Hmm.
she stole. Oh, JV, my bad, bro. Like, do y'all have something to say? Y'all?
Now, you know what? I wanted to bring up that point that you had brought up earlier when we were talking because you were talking about Bad Bunny's concert.
Mm-hmm. Let me find that.
Mm,
Let me
okay,
find
because
that right
that
now.
was that was interesting in itself. So when you take away, I like it. Invasion of privacy is left with Bodak Yellow.
Right.
Woo!
And that's still not even hers.
Yeah, that's Kodak Black.
Exactly. So let's talk about it. So this is the many reasons and faces of why Cardi's been
Yep.
falling off.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
She don't
And
have a catalog where musically
mhm.
she does not have a catalog where we can go back and compare and contrast. She does not. Let's be real with this shit. We cannot just because she got a good push behind her make her feel like she's that it girl. She may be it as far as Pennywise, but she's not that it girl.
Okay, so the
Couldn't.
picture that I'm trying to find y'all is it's either J Balvin or Bad Bunny, but one of these two men at their concert they had a flag and the flag had Nicki on it. If one of y'all can send me that real quick, I need that. Let me see if I
Oh
got it in my
my
phone.
gosh. I want to say
Mhm.
this because my show that I did with the BET Teen Experience
Mm-hmm.
performed with Offset's niece. And do y'all know that this little girl is so talented and so bright and she's so clean and pretty? And that's very important because they got her out here and her social media is popping. But do you know who her favorite artist is?
Who?
Nicki Minaj, the
Who? Like, wait, who
queen.
you talking about?
Offset niece.
Offset's niece is a little rapper and she is really talented. She's really fucking talented and she's really pretty. She's really clean. So it almost don't make sense, but it makes sense. And her social media pops and he showed her mad love. He gave her cash. He really be almost damn near more active with her than his kids. But
Mm.
that is his family. And I performed with her. I technically opened up for her, but that was deserving because she out here writing and practicing her raps. And when you ask her who you want to be like, who your favorite rapper, she said Nicki Minaj. And this was 2018.
Mm.
So
Mm.
you let me know what it's like on the home front when we talking about reality and what our daughters and our sons and ourselves can aspire to be. This little girl is 18 years old, learning how to write her raps and dress herself according to what she think the public is going to accept for her to hold the mic and spit her rap and she a motherfucking queen, not a little
Ooh.
not a little roach coach.
Not a
So
Roach McCall.
Roach
a
McCall.
roach coach. I wanted to say that because that did come to my mind and I wanted to say that so people could go and connect those dots because when when it's her time to go back and say, yeah, I've been in this game since I was 8. I've been pushing my pen. I've been pushing my presence.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna sound like Nicki, and y'all gonna see whether they delete it or not. She Offset's cousin, and he dating Cardi B, but his niece, who they put it on, is loving the queen and can put her crown on and her tutu and spit for y'all because of Nicki, Onika, Tanya, Mirage.
Period. And
Period.
you know, but the thing is, it's like Offset can't even try to steer that young lady to Cardi's direction because Cardi doesn't have a blueprint. She doesn't have a blueprint. She was pasted on the blueprint that Atlantic Records
Copied and pasted.
created for her. That they got some of it from Nicki Minaj, but they could never do it like the Queen. So no one who wants to truly be an artist can even aspire to be like a Cardi B. Because what would you be aspiring to be?
To dumb
Someone
yourself
that
A
can't
damn
rap?
stripper.
to dumb yourself down, to drop your IQ level.
A damn streetwalker.
Exactly. So it's like she's not an artist that can. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. She
Say it.
doesn't have the ability to have an influence
Right.
on hip hop because
Right.
she's a makeshift artist.
Ooh.
Yes.
Come on now. Come
Yes.
on, somebody.
It just is what it is. Because if somebody says, okay, who influenced you? Cardi B. How?
Yeah.
How do you answer that?
Right.
Oh, the way her wordplay, she doesn't have any. She
She
doesn't
doesn't
write
have
anything.
any. What you got to say?
Unless
She's
you're
a
talking
great
about toilet
reader.
paper.
Is she a good reader?
I don't even know.
She's a great reader. She can't even speak English. So you can't say she's a great reader.
Good boy,
Exactly.
she is listening to that in the headphones and she is reciting what she hear.
Mhm.
Let them know.
That's why she be in there
So-
like whoop whoop. Because
Exactly.
obviously, it feels like, in my
She's
opinion,
a pre-recorded
that
artist.
Offset,
Yep.
he records the song for you because he's around you a lot and he kind of
Yep.
knows your mannerisms just a little bit. So it's like he goes and he takes the sample, whatever they give him, and he try to twist the words up so that they can put a little money in his household for y'all.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And he
Y'all know
records
that?
it as a reference, and she listens to him or she listens to Partisan, because if you listen to them, both of those rappers, she sounds exactly like them.
Yes, because it's them. And there is no such thing as a reference rapper. You are a reference singer because you're a studio musician.
That's right.
And you are a studio singer. And you guys got to understand, when I say you guys, I'm talking to the people that's in this pretend game. You know, there used to be a guild of studio musicians. And if you were a background vocalist, Luther Vandross, if you were a bass player or a actual music note writer, yeah, you could go in and reference a track and work some shit out because you went to college, you learned music theory, and you got an internship at the radio or a studio. This shit is real craft. This shit is real. That's why the people behind the scenes have already been paid for the hours they putting in for shit y'all about to hear. Because it takes real craft and resource to put this shit together, but there's no such thing as a reference rapper because there's only documented reference singers. Carole King was a reference singer, was a bass player who played reference tracks. And if you liked it, you could hire her as a musician. That's how the industry of musicianship works. You can't just say that he rapped that shit and she rapped over it. She re-recorded it. Period.
Exactly. She re-recorded it. She flipped the cassette over. Okay, y'all remember them little tape cassette players that we used to have back in the day? That's what she been doing. She would take the side that Offset already recorded his verse on, side A, side B, face A, face B. She would switch it over and put her little, I can't even say her little. She would just put her no talent on it, and this is what it gave us.
Yep.
And you know what else is
So-
given? And it's I'm sorry, JV, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I was going to say is, when are we really going to unpack how much money Atlantic Records really threw behind Cardi B? And whether they made their money back.
Ooh.
Because I feel like even when you, first of all, they put an insane amount of money behind
Yeah.
this woman. And let's not act like Atlantic Records wasn't paying P&R folks and different Alexa, power off. Like nobody's talking to you. Anyway. Um like my bad,
Oh
y'all. Me and
God,
her
I
be
thought
having
I thought she about to
issues.
say Alexa, play a dumb bitch.
But like when you think about like when Cardi was coming out, in all of these A-list celebrities, like it was insane. She wasn't an artist that anybody would pay 50K for a verse. She wasn't that. So
Right.
why would a ton of A-list celebrities promote and shout out a woman who nobody would even pay 5K for a verse, no album out? I'm just trying to figure it. It doesn't make any sense. So when you
What is
think
your
about it, there had been deals on the back end with
mm-hmm.
Atlantic Records and multiple P&R folks or whatever, multiple management teams to get these A-list. We're not talking about B-list, C-list, D-list celebrities. We're talking about A-list celebrities, people you grew up watching. We're talking about people like Jada Pinkett. Like everybody loves Jada Pinkett. Like who does love her? Since a low down dirty shame. Like we grew up on this.
JV, you better
When you,
motherfucking drop them bombs.
I'm just saying, it don't make no sense. Because at the end of the day, the only two artists that was really out here with clout, actually now I gotta add three because the last week I found out that Bad Bunny is doing it, but he's Latin America, so I didn't know. But when we talk about the US, who is it? It's Nicki Minaj and Drake. It's Nicki Minaj and Drake. We're the only artists when we talking about like hip hop, as far as this era that is still reigning. It is still Queen era. It is still Drake's era, whether you like him or not. It's still their goddamn era. Okay, he's still number one album sales. Okay, you can't find Meat Mill. Anyway, these two artists, we can't find them. He's like, where's Waldo? Like Meat Mill somewhere in there. These artists could get a bag before they even formally came out. So I would have expected to see A-list celebrities, a lot of them shouting out Drake before he formally dropped an album, Nicki Minaj before she formally dropped an album, because these were artists that like they picked up momentum before they dropped. Now we know Drake, like there's some fishy stuff or whatever behind him, but before Young Money really was like, boom, here's Drake, Lil Wayne introduced him to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't make sense as to why these A-list celebrities got behind Cardi before we even really knew what the hell she was. Y'all got behind her for just singing over a Kodak Black song? I'm confused. But y'all go ahead, y'all got it.
Let me help you, baby, with your confusion. Okay. They only did it for sympathy and payola. Once they realized that this Ladybug, was not gonna make any records, they cannot reap their benefits. They don't really see no revenue from it. Now they're trying to push her in different things that she's not even comfortable with doing. So it's like at this point, we kind of know the history behind it. I don't care that a lot of people talking about, well, she just knew, and she don't what she just knew, and she shouldn't have a catalog as far as music go. That's a lie. Because when Nicki first came out in her 4 years, she had a big fucking catalog. So I do not want to hear that. Missy Elliott had a big fucking catalog. A lot of people, when they really grind for it and really want that, they are self-efficient and they have that catalog behind them. So I don't care that Cardi B is new. I don't care about that, because if this was her craft, it would show, and it's not showing.
But she was saying like you guys pushed Cardi B in our face on Love and Hip Hop. And I want to bring something back real quick too. On Love and Hip Hop, bro, you remember the first time that we seen Cardi B I had just met Rello. We were just, getting to know each other, and we were watching this shit together. And I seen her with an orange wig on.
Mm.
Hear me out. She had on an orange wig. The first thing that came to my mind was Nicki Minaj.
Or just Brittany came to mind.
No, the first person that came to my mind was Nicki Minaj in 2010. Nicki had it was like I don't want to say it was orange. She had an orange wig, and she also had like a very dark
Like
orange. Yeah, I can't really explain it, but it was in a couple of her performances. But that wig was giving 5 years ago at that time. And I was like, this remind me too much of Nicki. No, her personality did not remind me of Nicki, but the whole New York girl type thing, I was like, they doing something. I already seen it from the beginning when she hopped off the fucking pole and she went and sat down and was taking pictures with her phone. Okay, so I want y'all to understand that from the beginning, and I want to skip to, and I went there, and I want to go here. We're gonna go around the corner real quick. JP, remember how we was just on the phone, and we were talking about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj's conversation that they had in the hotel room. Okay, now I want y'all to understand something. When Nicki Minaj and Cardi B met in the hotel room, I don't know what hotel it was because I would love to put it up here. It was in room 306. But just know that Cardi B went in there like she wanted to fight her. That was the whole agenda of her meeting up with Nicki Minaj in a hotel room was to fight her. It was a setup from Quavo and Offset, like, oh shit, we about to watch these two girls fight. No. That bitch went in there and she became a fan. After they got out, whatever they said, what they needed to say to each other, Nicki probably was in her robe with her pink toes, white toes. It was like, talk to me. What's good? Well, it wasn't me. It was my label. My label was making me do this, and my label was making me do that. Instead of you saying that you did it, you got on your live and was talking crazy and was throwing shots and saying girls on the red carpet was being mean to you instead of referencing who the F it was. Stop playing with me. So you lied on your label. So you wonder why Nicki and her fans are going around with this narrative about Atlantic Records. You know why? Because you told Nicki that Atlantic Records was out to get her.
And then, let alone, we don't know what she went back and told the record label company after
about
she
Nicki,
had the conversation.
Because if y'all realize, Nicki also left the internet as soon as that happened.
Exactly.
Right.
And came back with Barbie teens about how she bugged the bitch.
Been bugged.
Right.
Been bugged.
And allegedly dragged her. She said she's not done, so don't pick up the.
But that was for Remy. That was for Remy. But she said, I know the whole operation because I've been bugged the bitch. Meaning, when I seen her, I put a little something on her ass. So whatever she went back and told them, it came right back to me.
Right. And also what it was what referencing means Cardi B humbled herself real fucking quick.
Real quick.
She humbled herself real fucking quick.
But you know how birds is when they get around a whole bunch of people and they don't know how to act. That's when they start throwing shoes so that they can start painting narratives. So yes, we are here. Do you guys have anything you want to say about what I just said?
Woo, a whole lot. Because I want to say, I just want to give it up to Janet Jackson. And I want to really give it up to what I said yesterday. And Gigi know I love her. And so I'm going to say that because I know her mama. And so I want to say that when you are a person of color in this industry and you have network conglomerates going against you, it's 24 people in a room times 12. And I want to say shout out to Janet Jackson because she still had Catherine and her brother to mentor her and console her as she went through that whole situation with CBS, Les Moonves, and Time Warner, which is Comcast and Telecom,
Xfinity and all that.
And Spectrum.
So do you guys understand where I'm going with all the commercials?
You're going Super Bowl, and I get it. You're going blackball. It still was prevailing. I get it.
Thank you. And which you're prevailing against, because I'm talking about networks all those networks own a news station. So when you're watching the news, I want you guys to really start Googling and IMDBing. And if you really about that life, LinkedIn them motherfuckers and look at the executives, look at the stage managers And who are the people while we're sleeping or up and awake who are filtering these stories and are saying, run this story? Because
Mhm.
remember, they run this shit on a 3 at the 3 o'clock, 6, 9. They
Yep.
throw the 12 in there. They might throw a 7 in there, but it depends on where you live in
Mm-hmm.
your time zone. Because 7 could be 9 o'clock somewhere,
Fact.
or it could be 3 o'clock. So understand how they run a news cycle, and the people who are meeting and saying, these are the 12 stories we gonna cover 3 times a day on 12 networks about one person.
Mm,
So when you talk about a push and
mm.
why Cardi B came on reality TV and why I started saying you are a personality and you have character, why you don't have your own reality show just about you being that girl, that Kim Kardashian type of girl. You know what I'm saying? That like you on a whole different category that you didn't need to embarrass yourself with music. But I get it
Mm.
because you are more valuable in a personality because a network invested in your personality to tell a story. So that gives a record label an incentive to say, well, again, how do they base your deal off when you sitting there and saying you ain't sold one record? Who are we comparing you to? Oh shit, the queen. But
Mm.
we comparing you to that also off of network television. So you was getting 5 million views, 1 million views on Love and Hip Hop. So you know what I'm saying? Your her fees and that it's so different because she's coming from the acting world and the network television and Viacom and NTV, and that's why she's at Warner Music Group, which is Warner Atlantic, Time
Mm.
Warner, Warner Brothers. Again, that's a network, that's a movie, that's a news, that's a television. You know what I'm saying? And that
They
it's
even push cartoons, y'all. I'm just saying.
that's what I'm saying. And look at who they push them to kids
Mm-hmm.
and to the kids' parents. So that's where the agenda comes in. Of we just want to take that space. We want the agenda space. We have a plan for every 8 to 10 years of how we want to run it. And you get a real person that come up in there. And like I said, she was already platinum. 5-star chick was platinum because of her. You know what I'm saying? She already came in this shit with fans. And
Mm-hmm.
her actual first song debuted at number 12 and 14. So we had the power and we, keep the power. So it ain't even like, it ain't even nothing to figure out. It's these TV conglomerates, these record executives, these advertising marketing people that get a agenda every quarter. And unfortunately, in these business meetings, just how we're talking about this shit, they're talking about the same things and they pick and choose what artists for the agenda they want to push. And it is what the fuck it is. That's who's doing it.
JB, what's your opinion on this, babe?
So I want to. I'm gonna go somewhere. Y'all just follow me, okay? Actually, it's gonna be easy to even get there because just based off of what he said, think about the psychological warfare that is embedded in COINTELPRO, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you just take the psychological warfare piece of it and how they talk about how media can control you, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
why. So even like when Torian was saying like about how they're pushing this, they're saying the same thing, and that is what we witnessed with Cardi B. People constantly
Yep.
repeating the same thing. She's great. She's great. She's great. She's hot. She's hot. She's next up. She's this. She's that. It was propaganda on us because
Mm.
when you look at it in hindsight, like what? And like I'm thinking about her music, her body of work. I don't see it. I don't see it. But somehow, in the midst of everything unfolding in real time, a lot of people saw it. So the question
Mm-hmm.
is, did you see it or was it propaganda? And people can act like propaganda isn't real. Well, if propaganda wasn't a real thing, then people would not be throwing trillions of dollars in marketing. Seeing the billboards,
Exactly.
constantly hearing things, constantly repeating things, these are things that really shape your mind.
Yep.
whether you want to accept that or not, or it wouldn't be trillions of dollars being dumped in it. So when I think about the repetition on these networks and how like the way that they spoke, the language, it was
Mm-hmm.
almost like people were saying the same thing verbatim.
Mm-hmm.
And are you
Okay.
and guys in the chat, are you do you guys know exactly what propaganda is? Like, because I know a lot of people, are familiar with certain words. So break down exactly what you mean by the propaganda for, that Cardi B used, well that her record label used. And I'm gonna put the definition up here as well.
Okay, I got my little one. My sister's about to grab her, so she might start screaming at some point.
Oh, it's
Just
okay.
playing. But so when you think about propaganda, it's basically messaging.
Hmm.
Messaging that is pushed with a specific narrative and purpose to make you want something or to make you accept something.
Hmm.
And it starts to penetrate you from a subconscious level. So you yourself don't even understand, like, why do I want this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's because you have been consuming repetitive messaging pushed within a narrative for you to want that, for you to think that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, think about it, how we could use Mr. Petty, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Hmm.
And how people say, "Oh, he are that girl," right? He are
Yep.
word that girl, and they keep saying it. And I'm like, y'all realize that his official charge was attempted R, right?
Mm.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
why you guys keep saying he are that girl, he are her, he are her? No, he
Right.
didn't. That didn't
Right.
happen.
Nope.
But
If I attempt
you
to
have
beat your ass, I didn't
specific,
beat your ass. I'm just saying.
If I get
exactly.
too rough while we doing it, then and you say stop and I'm about to bust, you know what I'm saying? That shit gets very technical. But we
Right.
it, it
Right.
was
So if this man was quote unquote convicted or whatever, plead out, not necessarily convicted. If this man went to prison for attempted R, why are so many media outlets saying that he committed the R word? This is propaganda. So now you have millions of people walking around saying that he committed the R word. And they look crazy when you tell them, no, he didn't.
yep.
He actually did it.
Mm, 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 mm.
And that is an example of propaganda.
Mhm.
Yep.
And propaganda, if you want to take it back to, history, the propaganda campaign against marijuana
Mm.
Yep.
that was solely propaganda. It had absolutely nothing to do with medical science.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, they were able to criminalize it so much so because they said that um, when black men consuming that they're gonna just start
Raping.
our wording all the white women. They
Mhm.
even had pamphlets that they were handing out with giant gorillas
Yes.
snatching up white women, and this is what happens when they smoke. We have to criminalize this to the maximum degree. We have to criminalize this even more so than all of the deadly drugs that's
Mm.
in circulation because of this propaganda.
Yep.
Oh my god, y'all! I mean,
She
damn,
is on
break
it.
it down.
Mhm.
You can't
That's how
even
that's how
begin to
strong.
imagine how.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Tor.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say you don't even imagine how deep it goes because
Hmm.
it goes into the film and to the fact that again, you have black people, people of color living all over the world in their richness and their resourcefulness. And you had a certain type of people saying, well, we're gonna build a theater and we're gonna say no monkeys allowed. Or we're gonna start printing media between our culture to say look at these big no, Bigfoot, black, ugly. You understand? And so now, when you look at Step and Fetch, when you look at the film industry as a whole, and what propaganda is, it is to make you, it is to change your mind and your perception
Yep.
about something so that you only see it that way and not what it is. And that's why we can see through these fake artists who are being used as propaganda artists and propaganda agents to push a narrative.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And
it's
the
all.
oh, I'm sorry, Rella, go ahead.
Go
Oh
ahead.
no, I was just about to say, yeah, propaganda is just another word. You know, it's a fancy word just for saying manipulation. You know,
Come on, brother.
because
Yep.
that's what it really is. Like, and I don't really want to go back to Cardi, but I'm gonna go back to her
No, we're
because
good. This is what we're talking about.
Well,
if
this is
we all
about
think
Cardi.
about it, you feel me? That is what she used because even on Love and Hip Hop, she was begging people to play her music that she so called wrote.
Begging and sucking,
Is you
allegedly.
feel me? So when she was
Begging and
painting this
sucking.
narrative that she wanted to be a rapper, she basically begged her way to get into this industry. And now that she's in it, she don't know what to do. As that just piggyback off of what Torrin said. You feel me? It's like you here, but you not here.
You here, but you really ain't here. I'm just
You feel me? So it's like, what is your narrative? You're here to push false narratives, manipulation, a propaganda. Period.
Yeah, period.
Exactly. And when you think about invasion of privacy, and I see Cass's question, and the propaganda machine that Atlantic Records ran behind it.
Yep.
Okay. That is where my initial question came from. Did Atlantic Records make their money back? Their money.
So
Because that propaganda machine was expensive. We're talking about A-listers promoting her. We're talking about a
Oprah.
nobody being
yep.
Oprah. Oprah. This is insane.
And it was
Why
to the
would
point,
Oprah?
JV, that they had a picture of Oprah with headphones on. They had a
Yep.
picture of Oprah with headphones on as if she was listening to Cardi B talk about drip drip and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, are y'all really that stupid? Like, y'all, like, when I seen that, I was like, okay, this is it. This is the fuck it. I'm done.
Right. That's what I'm
Like
saying.
it was propaganda at its finest. And that is what we witnessed. We witnessed a propaganda machine running through female hip hop. And the purpose of that machine was to, an attempt to destroy the one female artist that basically went out of the box. They tried to box her in, but she had to show them where the top is.
Yep.
And they needed to push that propaganda machine so that way they needed Nicki to be gone, because that way they can do what they want with female hip hop.
Yep.
Now you have control. Now you can box it in. Even if Cardi B never drops anything, we'll just patch another ambiguous woman and put a lace front on her and call her something that she never called herself before. We
Yep.
can do that. Like, it allows them, they can just keep swapping them out. There could be, what is a Cardi B? There could be a million Cardi B.
It already is.
She was patched together. She's a makeshift artist.
But y'all want to know something, though? This is what they can't do.
Yep.
I want you guys to take a look at the screen real quick, okay? And as you're taking a look at the screen, I want you to realize what album is sitting on the curtain. An album that came out in 2018. When Cardi dropped her album, Nicki already knew that they were trying to connect their rollouts. Okay? I want y'all to hear me out because I'm finna spill some tea. In that conversation that she had with Cardi B, I want y'all to understand something. She told her, they're going to make me drop my album when you drop your album. Queen was done. Do y'all understand that? Queen was done in 2017. We might have not had certain songs on there, but there was a whole nother album. Matter of fact, I want to say it was 3 albums, because there was an album that was supposed to come out early 2017.
Mhm.
But Remy came out and did that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she geared everybody back up. You know what I'm saying? For the next album, that was supposed to drop around Motorsport time. It did not drop. Nicki said, "Fuck this," because y'all are trying to play with me.
Yeah, it was basically propaganda.
Propaganda.
It was a blackball situation though. It was like every time that Nicki opened her mouth to promote her album coming, somebody did something against her.
Yeah, something against her, and that's why when Cardi B sat down with her, Cardi B told her allegedly that my label is trying to make me drop my songs with you, as if she was with her. You know what I'm saying? As if like I got your back. Like I ain't gonna do that. I ain't got time for shit like that. And I'm not even gonna say that Cardi B didn't feel that way. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it. But I feel like Cardi B let people get in her head.
Yep.
But she tried to act like they had just got in her head when they started beefing. No, bitch, they got in your head. And excuse me, I didn't mean to call you a bitch, but they got in your head when you were beginning to when you got your record deal.
And let's not also forget, in that time before she got her record deal, she was within her record deal, she was trying to be an independent artist.
She was an independent artist, and y'all want to know something? And I'm about to give her fucking props. I'm about to give her props because what Cardi B did in 2016 was created her own tour. And I'm saying this because I did the research. I did the research, and I found out that she did her own tour, and she went to like 10 cities in the US. And I'm not saying that there was big shows like this or anything like that, but she created her own little buzz for herself. Cardi B would have been a boss ass girl, a boss ass bitch, and I'm gonna say that if she would have stuck to everything that she learned from Nicki Minaj.
Yep.
If you would have stuck with going on your own tour and showing motherfuckers like you had 1 million followers before you went on Love and Hip Hop.
Exactly. Yep. And this is what happened when you move up, when you're an impulsive person and you don't take time to have clarification.
I gotta look like the top girl. If they thinking I'm the new, like I gotta look this way. Y'all gonna have to give me the money. I'm gonna have to rent these chains. I'm gonna have to rent these. I'll pay y'all back later, but trust me, I can get y'all the money. And that goes right back to what Cass said. How did they get their money back?
I don't think
because you did a lot of flaunting.
It was a lot of
JV. You called me Cass.
No, I was saying because Cass said in the chat she was asking did they recuperate the money from invasion of privacy?
And the thing is, I don't think they did.
I don't think so.
And either. I'll tell you what, it was way too expensive. Yep. And you think
it was out of their budget. It was out of their budget. I'm sorry, JB. I don't mean to cut you off, but you hit it right on the nose.
No, go ahead, baby.
It was out of their budget because they already had other artists that they were spending money on. Let's be frank.
Yep.
She came out of nowhere. She was a checkerboard, okay? And she tried to jump pieces where she didn't belong. And this is why we're here now.
Are we ready to admit that what Atlantic Records did with Cardi was basically a sick experiment, damn near a Frankenstein experiment? As a matter, I'm not even gonna say damn near, literally,
head on,
literally a Frankenstein experiment. And people wonder, like, why if Atlantic Records has an artist that put out the first quote unquote female rap album to get a Grammy. I mean, isn't it what the first like rap album period or something like that to get a Grammy?
First female rapper to receive a. Do y'all see what this person just put on the screen? What I just put on the screen? Well, it was one of the comments.
Get into the checkerboard. Oh yeah, I said that, and the reason why
she's playing check.
Exactly. I've been saying this, you guys. Y'all don't be listening to me. I understand that I be shady, but I be speaking factual shit too.
Yep.
I be really speaking factual things. She is playing checkers. She does not have the common sense to play chess. Chess is a mental, strategic game.
Yeah.
When you're an impulsive,
it's a long game.
Exactly. When you're an impulsive person, there's no way that you have enough time to sit on your ass and write your own raps. Period.
Period.
Exactly. And So when I look at invasion of privacy, and it did what 255K units its first week,
Okay.
which doesn't even touch Nicki's debut, but
Yeah, definitely
whatever.
doesn't equivalent
And
superstar. Mm-mm.
No.
103 actual pure album sales, right?
Can you
So
say that one more
album
time?
103K pure album sales,
Mm,
okay?
mm, mm, mm.
So what that means is that where are we at? 255. So what is that? 152 50 yeah, 52? 152,000 of her album sales,
We're
right?
actually streamed.
Right.
Was streams.
Hmm.
Free
Stream
streams. Let's be clear.
clear.
Free.
Free
Mm.
stream.
Free.
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 Not even thrift store streams, because you still gotta pay coins at the
Yep.
thrift store. We're
Yep.
talking
$10 cents.
about free streams.
We
Like how
talking
you click
about you
on
walking
YouTube and you
into
just go
your
right
favorite
there.
boutique. We talking
Yep.
about you walking into your favorite boutique, looking at your favorite outfit, and because even though you didn't even buy it, I don't give a fuck if you took it off or you just looked at it. Guess what? They got to sell.
They gotta sell.
That boutique is
And
going to be rich because you looked at that outfit. What type of shit is that?
exactly.
For free
Exactly. So
99, girl, you know you ain't gotta pay for nothing around me. I'm no bootleg king.
Okay.
exactly. Not even bootleg. Because
Mm.
you still gotta pay for the bootleg stuff. You
Yes, you do.
still gotta pay for the bootleg stuff.
You
We
gotta
are
pay for that
talking
Wi-Fi to
about
watch YouTube.
free. Exactly. We are talking about out on the curb on Sunday, waiting for the bulk trash pickup, and you're driving and you picked it up for free. We're
Mm.
talking about that kind of free. Okay, bulk trash pickup type free. So
Yep.
when you think about how they were pushing that, oh, she got number one. Nicki doesn't have a number one. First of all, 152K units. Get out of here with that. Then 103. Um, okay, and you talk
She
about
said, "Get out of here with that."
103,000 album sales, pure album sales. Well, let's talk about the 103 pure album sales that Cardi actually sold.
Right.
Why is her album so cheap?
Okay.
Okay. Do
Tour,
anybody
let's
want to
talk
talk
to us,
about
Tour.
why
What's up?
invasion of
I,
privacy, why you could purchase it for $6.99?
Because she made
Queen
2
album
cents per
never
song.
dropped that low.
Never.
She made 2 cents per
Okay.
song. She don't even get the 10%.
We had to go buy it. I stood in line to buy this album actually.
really?
I stood in line. Like I remember being in Target. I think it was Target. Yeah, Target, and yeah,
I was at Walmart. You know, it's Detroit.
yeah. Well, I was in Charlotte, and it was a record store, and I wanted to buy it, and I couldn't get in there, so I went to Target. People in the South, they love Nicki. Like they
I
don't,
love it.
we don't be shading Nicki like that. Like you know what I'm saying?
I
They be the
love it.
people that it's from your own city would throw the most shade at you.
Tell me about it. Because y'all just speaking on facts, and it's like, let's bring it back to the business point.
Mm-hmm.
When you print, oh my gosh, because again, this is not malicious and this is not hate, but
Right.
I'm talking to people who want to get in the industry and people who are trying to make that choice of should I stay independent or go with this money? Because what are you advancing her 10% off of? What is this, the value of this? Are we talking about 500 million and you gave her 30 million each album and she got 10 million to record the album and put it all together and then 20 million to push it out, or 10 million to push it out and then 10 million on a tour, to promote the tour? Because we're talking about different type of deals, and we're talking about 8 months in advance to sometimes 3 years before
Mm-hmm.
you get an album and a rollout because of the money they have to put in. So when you keep asking that question, did she make her money back? That's a valid question, because as a label owner or as an independent contractor, why the fuck is you selling my shit at $6.99 and it's only selling 100,000 copies? Ain't nobody bought it. But if you would have sold it at $20 or a little bit more, and those little people would have bought it, well, then our gross would be a little bit more recoupable, because
Mm-hmm.
when you invest in an artist, you're looking to make your money 3 to 5 times over a period of time. And it's like, baby, there's no album out right now because there's like, where is this money coming from? Where are we gonna
It's in
get
the
the money?
red.
See, exactly. Because
It has to be in the red. Go ahead.
are we gonna it because we don't there's nobody's making any money straight directly. And literally making any money straight directly, you gotta pay the people that own the masters.
Exactly. And you got to pay the production. You got to, and let's not forget the
It
million
don't
dollar
seem
videos that
like
they do.
you would with all these different lawsuits and things that you had to settle
Mm-hmm.
out with people. And we see what the songs made. If Bodak Yellow made 10 million, then how much did I Like It Like That make?
Mm.
And how much did y'all get back from that if y'all didn't own the masters to it?
How much y'all think?
And
How much y'all think they made?
I don't believe that. I think it's totally in the red. I believe that based off from a financial standpoint, right? I'm putting on my corporate America hat. When they're sitting in the meetings and they're looking at the financial data, right? They're looking at the expenses, they're looking at what they gross, what they profit, all of that stuff. I believe it is totally in the red. If Atlantic Records made their money back and some, because first of all, you don't want to just make your money back, because even when you make your money back, you never really make your money back because there are other expenses on top of the expenses that people see, right? There's actually operating expenses. Them sitting down and having a meeting about her is an expense. So those are called operating costs. And that has to be taken into account as well. And I believe that when you take all of that into account, it is in the red. And another reason why I believe that is the case with Cardi is because if that album was successful enough to put them in the green, okay, not flat, because flat is a loss, okay, to put them truly in the green, she would have had to put out another body of work.
Yes.
Even if it would have had to include clips of her pregnant stomach to help sell it. Okay? This woman is twerking, dancing on the stage, pregnant and everything. Pregnancy did not stop her from dropping another album. Okay? If it worked, she would have had no choice but to drop another album.
Or
when
go on
you
tour.
go number one as an artist, and I'm gonna hand over the floor after I make this point. When you go number one as an artist, you have momentum in that moment, in real time. You have to drop another body of work. You have no choice but to push out another body of work because you don't know how long your clout will actually reign. You have no idea. I just told y'all that Bad Bunny dropped an album the same year as Cardi B's first album. So they both debuted in 2018, right? This man is 4 albums in, all went number one on the US Latin charts. Period. So when he debuted, he had his clout before he debuted, then he debuted, went number one. He just kept dropping it because you don't know how long your reign will actually last. You don't know when somebody's going to come in and do a culture reset. You have no idea. So you have to pump out that work. And the fact that Atlantic Records they're not mandating clearly for her to truly drop another body of work. Like during the time where she had the most clout, during the time where people still believed the lies, because everybody now knows that she was lying her ass off about a lot of things that she said. So the best time for her to have kept dropping music, another album, would have been during the time that the Nicki hate train was still going, right? During the aftershock of the Nicki hate train. And the fact that she didn't, let me just go ahead and say it like this, and then I'll hand over the mic. from a financial standpoint, from a business standpoint, and you thinking about what Atlantic Records invested in marketing to get Cardi to go number one, Invasion of Privacy flopped. I said it.
Yep.
And they did it multiple times just for her to get number one. So it is safe to say that I don't feel like they recuperated that money.
Wow.
And y'all, so Torin, I want to
Woo.
know, or JV, I want to know, could you guys explain this picture that I have on the screen?
I'm looking at it right now. And I'm saying, right now, when you actually look at the actual album sales or equivalent of how much each track associated with that album, meaning you could download it, sell it, or stream it, sold really is what you're looking at. And then you're looking at how, because how they do it, y'all, is like they count the sales of Chun-Li being platinum, and then you gotta count all the gold tracks, and when you get to 1,000,000, you count that platinum, and then you count each of the album sales or equivalent.
You went out, bro.
Brings it to, and that's how you get actual 3,000,000 for the record sales of Queen, with the lack of promotion, the blackballing, and like they used to do that where they would bring the plaques out to the artists. And what you got to understand is back then, when they say an artist sold 50 million records or 20 million records that year, or even 8 million records, they're talking about the albums, US, world, and the singles. And so sold or made any money or how they made money. And I hope that makes sense, because you're looking at all the tracks from Queen that charted and that people actually bought or streamed enough that turned into an actual album sale or point, and you actually see the growth of how much that album sold plus the people. So I hope that makes sense.
Oh yeah, it makes sense to me. I just wanted to make sure that everybody else understood, because I ain't want to explain it the wrong way.
No,
You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand this. Nicki sees so many like Nicki has so much revenue, like just from songs that she done did, from verses, and like she's such a fucking businesswoman. Like when she is eating, she's eating. Understand, they're paying her $500,000 for a fucking verse. That's damn near like 3 million that she got to perform it with you, do the video. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, like let's just get to it.
Right,
and go ahead.
No, and now what I was gonna say, and that's why when I bring up like what Invasion of Privacy did, it like I would go as far as to say
Go
that
in.
Nicki,
Go in.
like
The people, for the people.
Nicki
Yes.
more.
Do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture.
Do it for the vine.
Do it for the vine.
Okay.
I ain't gonna do it.
I
Do it
ain't
for the
gonna
vine. I
do
ain't
it.
gonna do it.
Do it for the vibe.
Nicki made more off of Queen than Cardi made off of Invasion of Privacy. Period. Okay.
I just took her
And
name and made that bitch a LLC.
Okay. And you think Nicki didn't reap that benefit from just mentioning that little woman?
Queen Radio alone made more than whatever she made off of her album.
Yeah, Queen Radio was number one on Apple.
Yep.
It was number one.
They couldn't figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
And so when
I'll
you talk
tell you-
about,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you talk about advertising, the advertisers is looking at that, and they like, wait a minute, bitch, you need a Target commercial up in there. You need a little lollipop commercial. Like, I'll invest. You understand where she's building her brand. You don't want to fuck with me? I will build it and they will come. How dare you? They will come to Spotify and they will see the value in just me showing up, because with Nicki's budget, people don't understand that she don't necessarily get a marketing budget. She is the marketing budget
Mm.
because
Exactly. She's a brand herself.
so her showing up, they bank a lot off of, well, she was 300,000, now she's 500,000. But just that 300,000, y'all gotta understand, and I really want to say this, that how this shit is done is fucked up. Because why the weekend is not at the Grammys should let you know something.
Mm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
again, at what party was anybody at where they played Invasion of Privacy and it was see y'all whoo how they do the shit. And it's like, really? Like, you when an artist looks at their budget and says we're gonna spend 300,000 on Nicki Minaj, that's the video, that's the radio, that's also her coming and her outfit and how making sure she got everything that's not pickle juice. And after that, the artist is spent. So they are praying to God that the power of Nicki Minaj and the Barbs is going to get them 10,000, 20,000, 60,000 pure sales so that they could make that shit back and get a good look. And hopefully it stays around a long time because they're not going to get that extra 300,000 or 250,000 to really push the song like that. So when you get a chart or when you get a Nicki Minaj, it's an investment and it really is an honest, hardworking, good look if it
Mhm.
means anything to you, because these other songs didn't chart. All these features you had, they, I mean, like, they didn't chart.
Yeah.
It didn't
Cardi
shot.
B, like her features is like nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares.
Like
Again,
nobody.
Nobody
I
cares.
mean, like
Like,
it.
do y'all remember she actually said that she had a son that she was doing with Chloe Bailey? What happened to that?
I think
Now,
Chloe Bailey's people was like,
We not gonna, girl.
And
We
well,
ain't doing
well,
it.
her song is already a flop, so there's no need for her to get on it.
But I'm saying,
uh,
as Cardi B feeling like she's this powerful rapper, when she get on features, she can make people's sons go up, and it really decline. I don't think that's why I say when it comes to the
yeah.
intellectual level, I don't think she understands this.
Santana to my Beyonce said no.
That's what
and I'm
happened.
happy.
But that's a,
I'm so
I'm
happy
happy
because
too.
that's the one time that it's like, bitch, no. And let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
But because of what I said yesterday and what I said earlier, I am going to be completely respectful but transparent with y'all because, you know, we just have a do. It's like y'all need us. We are the ones who make your best shit last from grandchildren to grandchildren. Not these people that are clouding you
Yo, what happened, dog?
on her.
Oh.
And she still used the sample and she still used that name and that brand and what that brand does to the algorithm to finesse a a hit. And I want to be honest with y'all, Megan Thee Stallion, that shit, she just put that out. That was like, I don't know if I that was like, all right, it did something. Okay, that's it. But you didn't have all the permission and clearance. And what I'm telling you about these leech artists and these come ups for a moment, it's like, bro, you will see somebody's release date. You will see somebody's like, shit that they put in and be like, oh, either I could do that or let me hop on that or I could ride that energy. I could ride that moment.
Mm-mm-mm.
But what happens when that momentum is up?
Somebody talking about Bodak Yellow, the only song they remember.
It's just gonna be built around a come up. And you didn't really come up. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy
Mhm.
because they didn't recoup the honestly, the realest song on that album is Ring. On Invasion of Privacy. That song is
The
probably
realest
platinum.
song on that album is, of course, the song that she didn't write, but it would have to be "Be Careful," in my opinion.
Oh, no, 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 no. When I mean real, I mean 500,000 copies. It actually went gold, honestly. And they didn't even think about that song because they really didn't promote it. But Kehlani had a bit of a fan base,
Mm-hmm.
and urban radio honestly played that song, and people was like, because of just how it's structured, that
Mm-hmm.
song honestly earned those records. And like, if people ever watch the chart of that song, it actually sold and earned that gold record.
Yeah,
So
it charted organically. You
you
could
know what
Oh,
see,
I'm
that's
like,
saying?
good.
yeah, yeah.
So she earned. So when we talk about Lil Kim only having two singles from each album, Cardi, you technically have 500,000 and 100,000 from. So your album is Positions. Oh, did I say that?
Oh yes, it was positioned for
Oh, no, no. Okay, good. I'm just
every
saying.
single playlist.
Oh, I meant to say that. No, it's 300,000 copies sold, darling.
Ooh.
3,045 is Positions. And Cardi, technically, if you add the one that, if you add the 100,000 and the 100,000 plus the 500,000 from Ring authentically, that is what your album sold.
And
Man,
you
listen.
know, when you think about, um, sorry about that, but when you think about Cardi B, and like her unit sold, right? Let's go to Up real quick, right?
Not,
Let's go to
Once
Up.
upon a
If it's
time, and I
up,
heard
then
that
it's
double
stuck
ugly.
like her face.
What's
Um,
up? It ain't stuck.
Mm,
okay, her face is stuck. But anyway,
okay. And we know that credit
but
card, that credit score is dropping, baby.
too many
okay,
chains.
Too many. That credit score, that credit that you working on is that you about to be a
right.
Shamika.
She about to hand them in. She about to hand it in to Atlantic Records.
Okay.
Got to make up for this
Return all your
marketing
little
that.
credit cards, baby.
And
Uh,
when you think about Up, right? Up was pushed as a single on her upcoming album.
mhm.
Okay. First of all, nobody plays Up.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, I don't
Up
want to
has
interrupt you.
disappeared.
I don't want to
Go ahead,
interrupt
baby.
you, but I want to just say that it was marketed and pre-marketed and buzzed as a Beyonce feature
Mm.
and a huge sample by a huge artist. So sorry, go ahead.
No, no, thank you for adding that. Um, so this song, which has basically disappeared off the face of music planet, um,
I did.
that
That's good.
that this song is literally listed as a number one for Cardi.
I thought it was number two.
Oh,
Um, it might have been number two, but I think it
It's the number
actually,
two in the number. You talking about Up, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Did it
I
go
think
number
it
two
like debuted
or
at
number
number
one?
no,
two.
because somebody had dropped a song and they was number one too. It did make it go down. I don't.
Yeah, it debuted at number two, and then like it went number one like a couple of weeks afterwards. After everybody was doing the
Okay.
TikTok
So they bought
challenge.
the spot. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
They bought
so
the
it
spot.
eventually went number one, and it is added to Cardi B's so-called history,
Mm.
Oh,
right? To the point where they write, so it says that this will extend her record to the most number ones by a female rapper to five. No
Mm.
other woman in history of the genre has more than two number one records in their career. Now,
woo.
Up, a song that had zero impact to the culture, a
Mhm.
song that was more cliche than anything,
Yep.
a song that nobody cares about, nobody remembers a line about, nobody plays it. It's like irrelevant.
Yep.
Irrelevant.
Yep. Yeah.
This is a song that is mentioned in hip hop history.
And I don't understand how.
That's
I'm
what I'm
so
saying.
confused. Like
Because
how?
of Beyonce. Because of Gigi. Just Beyonce. And
Okay.
it comes with the fact that this was the last of the co-signers before we start making you co-sign other people. Why, I don't know, but y'all saw the pasta pasta. There was no big stars in there. No really big stars that you could call yourself an equal to. More so people that's still trying to come up or present themselves as something that they're not. 'Cause you at the car, at the driveway,
Right.
you know, not
No,
inside with the arm around you or even on a shout out. But my point is being that that is again a publication, and who owns that publication? Who do they work for? And who do they get their annual profits from when they get the 100 people that they're supposed to cover and the different ad spots that they are paid to, run and adhere to? Because that'll also tell you how a song can make zero impact, but yet make an impact. That we already see through that. And so we start looking at the people and start raising the question of, is this fair and equal trade? Is this a job for the trade commission? Because Atlantic, like, come on now. Y'all have a history.
Mm.
right.
So
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
And y'all want to know something so funny? If you go and look at Lil Kim songs, right? Every single song that she put out, it does not have her name as the
the
YouTube
writer.
owner. It says Atlantic Records. Every single song from every Atlantic Records artist from back in the day, they have grabbed all of their videos, took them from Vivo, and put them on their page, and they're creating the revenue. They're making the revenue from
Yep.
every time we watch an old Little Kim video, or old anybody that was on that record label, as well as Trina.
So now you understand how they will recoup, if they ever do, from the catalog of Cardi B
Mm-hmm.
and people like that. Because if you ever go back and listen, and over time, they will be the upfront licensor holder of those masters. And what they really probably do too is buy it from the writers. Because when we think of this situation right now, is this fair trade? Because Esther Dean is being held up of her diamond plaques
Are
as
you
well.
serious? I didn't know that.
She is the co-writer and the melodist on Superbass and on a lot of those tracks with Nicki Minaj. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you know what I'm saying?
As well as what's my name?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, no,
Mm-hmm.
as well as S&M.
Yes. Oh, oh,
Williams and
no, no.
Lala.
That's my shit.
You know what I'm saying? She is, that's why she was in Pitch.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she gets the love that she gets. Because when we think about when you try to blackball Nicki Minaj and stop her, it's like, wait a minute, what about all the people that contribute to those records as equal contractors who don't get Grammys for that, who don't get the validation for that, and they are a part of his SoundScan history because everything she do impact. Boys impacted, even though they held it off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
No,
because
absolutely.
you everyone that's really connected to Nikki is really smart and really strategic. So when they know certain things or credits is due to a person, they will low key blackball them too, just because they're trying to get at Nikki, and just because Nikki is no longer that woman that wants to be in this box, they have a problem with that.
Yep.
Y'all
No,
see this on the screen now?
absolutely.
Up. Oh, that was my
What's
shit
it?
though. Like, whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
whoa. I
That
think
was
the
my
video was
shit.
so cheap
Mm-hmm.
though.
It was so cheap because she was on her own and she was going to prison and she was the last of Kimberly. And this
Mm.
is what happens to you in the game because you do go through, like, I give up. I'm tired. I don't want to do this shit no more. Like, bro, you won't believe what they said to me. It's like what they literally said to me. And here I am today talking about the same thing where an artist just bought the #1 spot.
Mm.
And you sold less than what they projected you to sell, and what they projected was low.
Mm-hmm.
Yet
Right.
you have the biggest push. And I also wanted to bring up about the album platforms now. When Spotify first started, they and we're looking at the conglomerates, we're looking at the platforms because we're shareholders. We pay a monthly fee. We dictate what's really going on despite what they want to feed to the media. So we need to know, why did you guys choose to ignore Pink Print 9 million, 21 million streams and then start doing shit for people like Taylor Swift
Mm.
and be like, oh, I have an issue. You guys only pay me 600,000 and I'm owed way more than that for Spotify. And it's like, but wait a minute. You have countless of independent artists and other people like Chance the Rapper and a lot of other people that said, thank you for speaking up, Nicki, because Pink Print was supposed to be number one.
Yep.
And
She didn't even care.
She didn't, but she did speak up and say, come on, Spotify, what y'all doing? What's this about? I had pure authentic streams and y'all didn't want to count them. And now all of a sudden you want to count other people. So she always been letting us know how how we could see the difference. Like, damn, when you real and you pop real hard, they try to hold you at a certain level. Same thing with Lemonade. Bro, come on, man. That was iTunes special.
But I don't know if you think Lemonade really sold. I mean, I don't know about Lemonade.
Sold authentically that because it debuted at number one and then they held it at number two. When we talking about artists of that caliber, we're talking about Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Wait the fuck a minute. When you ship my records, you are shipping 1 million copies of Beyonce's record, just like you're shipping 1 million copies of Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran and Eminem. That's what I meant to say yesterday about Beyonce needing to be free and our Black artists needing to be free. Y'all, it's more Black people and people of color in the world than white people. How could you only ship 250,000 copies of a Black artist? That's how they do. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was even gonna kind of even bring it back to. I mean, we could talk about Cardi B's other quote unquote #1 single that is going to go on her second album. That we don't know when it's coming. WAP. Okay. WAP is irrelevant. WAP is just as irrelevant as Up. Like, who are we kidding?
What, like, who are we kidding? And you dropped 5 to 6 singles before your second album. Nicki came out with her second album a year later after Pink Friday came out.
And you have to. And the thing is, it's like, okay, you're dropping all these singles before your second album, so far ahead of your second album. At this point, you're dropping your entire album as singles. I mean, that like this is what's happening because how many songs is actually going to be on this album? And even when you think about it, right? Atlantic Records, right? We're putting back on our finance caps, and we're thinking about the fact that Atlantic Records did not recoup the money that they put into Cardi B, and they thought that okay, the record we got a bunch of freebies from these free streams that made this record look like it did better than what it did. We made the record cheap as hell. The record is $6.99. Nicki's Queen album is like $10.99. Okay, it's $10.99. It's $10.99. Cardi's Invasion of Privacy, this #1 album that had all this demand, quote unquote, was only $7. They couldn't even charge more to gain a higher profit because they didn't think anyone would buy it. It's easy to say that, okay, let me increase the price of this product, but you can only do that if the demand is there.
Right.
If the demand isn't there, you have to price the product extremely competitive. Extremely competitive. They couldn't even put a double-digit number, okay, on this album as it pertains to digital downloads. This is the 103 pure album sales.
Come on. So, I'm glad you put that up there.
Yes, and then when you think about that, and that Atlantic Records, they didn't get their money back from a financial standpoint, from a standpoint of when the board of directors is sitting there, there's like, where's my money? Forget all of these gimmicks and all this crap that everybody is hearing. Where's the money? And the money isn't there. They thought, okay, well, maybe she'll make it if we try to push her on tour. even on the couple of scheduled tour dates that
Mhm.
ultimately she had to cancel
Mm,
before she was really like pregnant with Culture. Like,
right,
so, and we know that pregnancy don't hold Cardi B back. Since
right,
when? Since
right,
when?
Exactly.
We so it's like, so then they seen that, okay, people aren't buying these tickets, canceled. People aren't buying these tickets, canceled. People aren't buying these goddamn tickets. They could not let Cardi B flop on tour. This was a
No.
strategic decision
Mm.
from a marketing standpoint, from a financial standpoint. If we allow, and I'm just speaking as if I am one of the finance directors or one of the marketing directors or forecasts or whatever, I would, what would be said is, if we allow this woman whose clout we patched together to
Yep.
go on tour and expose the fact that
Yep.
people don't really fuck with her like that,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
she flops, we will never have the opportunity to reinvent the wheel with her and
Yep.
possibly eventually recoup. Because if she flops on tour, she's done.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to go ahead and say it, and then I'm going to give y'all the goddamn floor. They needed an out for
Woo!
her to get out of going on tour because she would have flopped. If she
Go
would have flopped, her music career would have been dead, period. Atlantic Records, I wouldn't be surprised if they told her, you better get pregnant, because that is the only thing. That is the only thing that will allow us to excuse your missing in action tour. It is the only
Yep.
thing that will excuse the fact that you have never headlined a
Mhm.
goddamn concert and sold out a stadium. So
Yes.
you need to have a baby. And I said what I said. So y'all got the floor.
I just want y'all to know that to be considered for platinum, you can now sell 600 and something thousand copies and be considered platinum or within the platinum club.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, it's not technically a million anymore because a lot of people have platinum albums that have only sold 600,000 copies or 650 or 60, or you know what I'm saying? And those can be considered platinum because of the single equivalent. And so you have to also remember that people buy the single, and then when they buy the album, they rebuy the single again. So initially, you do get a double point that goes to the single, that counts for the single and the album. So that should help artists out when they're putting out these one-off singles so far in advance and then adding it to their album, usually through the deluxe edition. But because as Nicki did confirm, when you put a deluxe edition or you go past a certain number or timestamp, it costs the artist money. So the more tracks you have, the more money you have to spend on the mastering and the mixing and the track listing. So you know, it should help the artists. But as we're looking at the streams and we're looking at the counts, we need to actually see what was the unit sold, because you can be considered gold now at like 345, 353. You know what I'm saying? So we have again artists with these platinum plaques that are not having sold a million units or a million copies. So I did want to let everybody know that because they be finessing with that.
JV, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had walked off with the
I know
wrong
you
phone.
good.
I just got a second phone and I am having a terrible time managing these phones, y'all. Like, I don't even know what phone I'm on half the time. But anyway,
Lord Jesus.
um, so hold on, Papa. I'm gonna change the TV for you. When it comes to, even when you think about, okay, all these singles that Cardi is, oh, I need to get some batteries. I'm gonna get some batteries. I'll be back, Papa. when you think about all these singles that Cardi is dropping, the reason why this becomes problematic for her is because Cardi is the odds of her dropping another big song, right? Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna use I Like It because it's not her song.
Right.
But anyway,
Right.
dropping another Bodak Yellow, like the odds of that happening is slim to none. So her dropping all of these singles, by the time an album comes out, her fans, as far as like her real fans, they would have already owned like 3/4 of the album. Now, what are the other songs going to be? It's not going to be like how Nicki Minaj threw Fractions into Being Me Up, Scotty.
Right.
Are the
Mm.
other songs on Cardi's second album going to be enough to make her fan base, her actual fan base, go and buy the album when they already own the singles, which makes up a majority of her album?
Right. If they even use those songs or put them on there at all, because I still think that they might not, but at the same time, they're basing it off of another artist's rollout and launch. Because you guys are so right. It's been so much ample time that you've had the spotlight and you've had the attention to drop another album and even a re-release or a deluxe because you were supposed to do a re-release. And that's usually how they make money back or milk extra money off of an artist if they believe that they, oh man, again, this is not malicious, but the Fame and Fame Monster was a perfect example of the re-release culture that took over people like Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, and who were following the Beyonce Deluxe Platinum Edition money making. Not it's not a scheme because it's how you make money and you reinvent the record, but they weren't investing in these artists, and then these artists were like hitting big, and then they were coming in and investing in them and milking them and like shoving them down our throats. And the next record after that, you could tell if they believed that the artist was going to be valuable because after that, it's a whole different executive lineup. So when you don't have a re-release, but you had a plan, and then you release all these other songs, it's just about taking the moment and trying to shove in someone else's face that, oh, look, you say you're this, but you don't have this. And then when that person responds and says, well, yeah, because they did this, and this shit, and I just stopped giving it, and I started doing my own thing and realizing this is more real, that gets
Mm.
drowned because you get the attention. And it's just crazy because Nicki Minaj has been at a Super Bowl. I said, did people forget that? Like, she was
No,
at
but do you
the
remember? You remember they tried to give Cardi B a Super Bowl with Bruno Mars or some shit like that. Hmm. Yep.
I
And this
think
was in her
Bruno Mars
first
was
year.
happy when Cardi got canceled off his tour. Actually, I think he was happy. Because I think Bruno Mars is like, yes, like, because like it's when you think about the fact, and just to piggyback off of what you were saying, Tori, and it's like you only have so much time as an artist, especially a makeshift artist, okay? And makeshift because it hurt my esophagus to even say that Bodak Yellow is Cardi B's song.
Not your
Like,
esophagus.
it does, because at the end of the day, Bodak is Kodak, and Kodak will forever be stamped on that
well,
sign.
just
That's
like
why
well,
it's
just like
called
Megan Thee
Bodak.
Stallion, just like Megan Thee Stallion, the whole aesthetic is what's his name? Kodak. The whole dry the boat, the whole thing, and that's why none of these girls really had that same impact that Nicki had when she was signing girls' titties. You know what I'm saying? When she was like really getting into a bag that I feel like, and this is how I'm gonna bring it this all around because we got to get ready to go in a minute. But Cardi B will never be on, and the reason why I made this a title, y'all, is because Cardi B was never on. Cardi B is starting to realize that she cannot continue to drop #1 songs every single time. And every single time it's going to land and be a fucking hit. That's not how it works. And that's how her label thinks that it's going to work every single time. And what is going to happen is you're spoiling your daughter to be this princess. Once you fall off, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, look at Quavo. Quavo just dropped a song with Young Miami. Flopped. Flopped. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are two popping artists. Why isn't this Atlanta Miami theme song not like popping? What the fuck is really going on?
Well, I can tell you right now that song, actually, I believe that song would have done better and it would have gotten more play, at least down here in the nightlife, if Quavo wasn't on the song.
Because I like Miami verse. I'm not even going to stand.
I like her verse too. I like her verse. That's her lane. I agree with you 100%.
That shit was whack.
The thing is that I know. Okay, let me say what I had to say to August earlier when we were on the phone. Okay, whenever we are talking about an artist that is not the Queen Nicki Minaj, we have to remember that we gotta lower the bar. So take it down. Like take whatever bar you have, like take it down to your kneecaps. Okay, and then listen to the song. Okay. Like that's the only way that you can really grade everyone else because it's like Nicki is just so beyond. And the first 4 bars of her feature on Boys with Jesse solidifies that. I mean, it was been solidified.
Bad bitches want a bad boy. Word to Biggie, Diddy, and Mace. Hey, word. Yeah, she's like I don't even know if it was the way that she said Biggie and Diddy or the whole like Rob, like
so
it was just her voice, her cadence.
So why he shoot up the place? Come on now. The fact that
raspberry cherries and berries up at the bowl. Do these bitches like a library, done read them all. My body smoking. Come get a pole. Lucky Charms on my anklets. No, not cereal. Jesse. We got all these jellies bitches acting real. Y'all know that's my shit. But I want y'all to look at the views on this song. Look at that.
She killed it.
Quavo and Young Miami. Do you guys remember the song? Ronnie, go.
Oh, yeah.
Melanated Honeybee, I'm going to spank you. I'm going to spank your ass in the chest. She's talking about, here we go.
It's coming. Y'all know it's coming. It's a flop. It's a flop.
No, she's talking about me wanting to go.
No, but I want to say, listen, in my opinion, you guys, it's a flop. Because during a streaming era, okay, there's no reason you should have under 5 million views, especially if you're an artist that's bigged up the way that these two are. Okay.
I don't know about big.
Yep.
They kind of are bigged up. Well, Quavo, we all know Quavo. Yeah, I don't know about it. Yeah, big up for him.
I'm gonna say, go ahead and say it, Rello. Go ahead and say it. People don't want
I'm just saying, big
when it comes to Quavo.
Yeah,
Sweetie, who has never dropped a real album, she gave Quavo clout. Her relationship with him has what even kept him relevant.
Exactly.
In the past year. I mean, are we serious? A woman who has never. One thing I'll say about Sweetie Boy, she know how to brand herself. Okay, when she's done with her writing camp and all her stuff, where she's trying to better herself. If she does ever get to the level of actually being able to be like a true artist, she would have branded herself in such an amazing way. Because this woman ain't never even really dropped an album. And for some reason, she's getting all these contracts. She's getting all this. She's getting she turned herself into a brand. But what I was going to say, and I know you're going to close out, is this situation with Cardi B dropping all of these singles before her quote unquote second album and how far apart the album is going to drop. It is. Think about what happened to Megan Thee Stallion. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Megan Thee Stallion had a number 1 hit with Beyonce on the track. She was in everyone's mouth. The Savage
Everybody.
Challenge, damn near, like that was the challenge that set off goddamn challenges of these little
That challenge
TikTok
was
dancing.
annoying as fuck.
Like it, I know, but I know there were other challenges before it. Put the significance of that Savage Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
She had all that momentum, and she took so long, so goddamn long to drop her album that it was bad news. It was bad news, literally.
Period. It
Okay,
was
y'all
like
caught the
you
bars,
gotta
y'all
know
caught the
how to
wordplay.
strategically plan.
Yeah, and so like this situation with Cardi B, and you already know how I feel, August, because I already told you I was like, because I said I'm like Cardi B fell off. I'm like Cardi B was never on. It was a gimmick,
Mhm.
propaganda, and
Exactly.
we see that, and Atlantic Records sees that, and that's why WAP had to have Meg Thee Stallion on it. That's why it had to have all of this propaganda surrounding it, making it seem like there was real pushback from people all over the world saying WAP was this controversial thing. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Nelly
It
dropped
was a
Tip Drill. I think there was a
conspiracy.
vagina on the screen.
Yep. That was my mother. That was BET. I
Yeah,
forgot.
they put an entire JJ on the goddamn screen. So WAP was not like
Mhm.
this groundbreaking, controversial, over sexualized song. Like we've seen more. There was one goddamn old song that came out. The guy was literally rapping between a woman's legs, and the clip was hanging. And I just realized that at my age, that I was
Oh, yep.
like, damn, they had a whole clip on the video. Like it's crazy, but they have to put all these gimmicks around her, and I'm telling you, Atlantic Records is right now scrambling, trying to figure out how they are going to recoup their money,
Mhm.
because right now they have not been able to do that. And Cardi was never on, and they told her to get pregnant, and at the end of the day, like Nicki Minaj is queen, like period,
Period.
period.
Period. And the same way that they told Cardi to be pregnant is the same way that they told Cardi to be with Offset. She
Yep.
she she really she really thought that she was really gonna come in the game and change something. She didn't change nothing but her faces. Okay. And we just gotta understand, when you were like a pick me gutter ball trash, that you get what people pick for you. I keep telling y'all, when you don't have the mind and mental of knowing your self-worth and your and owning it and standing in it, this is what you go through in life.
Yes.
Yep. So all in all, do y'all want to say any last, you know what I'm saying, last little things before we go?
I just want to piggyback off of everything that was said and just understand that, you know, this is a character with personality. And there's nothing wrong with having those two things. But the way that you exercise and the way that you use the platform that you are given or that you come up on to display your character and your personality will either carry you a long way or it will do you in. Because right now, you you got a lot of outfit changes, I guess you're gonna be showing us
Right.
as you show up. But that's
Right.
not what it's about. And so you were never a rapper, you were never a superstar, and
Mm.
you're not that type of superstar. So whatever else you do decide to do, I wish you the best of luck, but give it up, Chuck.
Oh, give it up, Chuck. I like that.
Oh,
I
great.
like that.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
listen, I wanna.
and
Oh, go ahead, JV.
yeah, no, what I was gonna say, just to close out and piggyback off of what he just said, what we are witnessing, right? Because we are all fans of female rap. is, and I'm gonna piggyback off of the fact that you called her a character. I love that because what I call her is an avatar placed in the female rap game.
Yep.
Cardi B is an avatar, and the person controlling the remote controls is Atlantic Records and everybody that they allowed to be a part of her patchwork. And because of that, there isn't longevity in that at all.
Yep.
And Cardi knows that, but she messed up, right? She should have taken a page out of Trina's book. Yep. And made solid, genuine connections.
Yeah.
With, for an example, with a queen like Nicki, so that she could be able to remain magically relevant, right? We were just talking about how Trina has managed to stay relevant.
Yep.
Even with no music and music that flops because of her connections, and that has allowed her to stay somehow in the forefront of folks who weren't even born yet when this woman came out and actually was hot, still know who she is. It is because of that. That's why the Rhinestone Princess is still here. Cardi didn't take that page out of Trina's book. Trina still has time to reinvent herself. She'll have because of the amount of connections that she has. Cardi didn't do that. So, you know how they say ride till the wheels fall off? The wheels have fallen off. Okay?
The wheels are
gone. It's fallen off.
Gone.
Rello got his wrench and he took all.
I took all the wheels off,
Okay.
got my wrench, and discombobulated that whole car.
And that's where I'm at with it. And I appreciate you guys allowing me to come over here and speak. It's
Of
very
course,
nice meeting
you know we
you,
love
Tori.
y'all.
And
So nice.
keep doing what
Please
you
drop
guys
y'all handles
do.
as well. Make sure y'all drop y'all handles. We have a YouTube. We know JV has a YouTube channel. JV, you can go ahead and drop your handles where they can follow you or reach your YouTube channel.
Yes, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's under my name, JV Dessalines. And I have a lot of content that is more based around relationship topics and stuff like that, and kind of just giving people game on how to handle different situations and relationships and stuff like that. I have some like feminine hygiene and level up and just some different stuff coming as far as self-care. And again, thank you guys so much. There's so much information that I learned just from me being on this panel with you guys. And I love that we're able to connect the dots and just put all of our thoughts together. And I hope that people can see that we weren't even up here like trashing this woman. But the fact of the matter
I think we did a good job.
When you we did an amazing job. And the thing is, it wasn't that we were trashing this woman. It's the fact of the matter is they put out trash and they wrapped it up really nice in a golden bow. And the bow has come loose. And now we realize we have a pile of garbage sitting in front of us. That is what we have. And with that, I am out, you guys. Thank you so much.
Well, I love you. So, make sure you hit me up,
love
JV.
you guys too. I will. Love you guys so much. Love all the barbs. And I can't wait till we do the next show.
Period. Okay, Torian, go ahead and give your handles and that good old word what you told me you was gonna tell me in the beginning.
Oh yes. So first of all, my handles are at Torrens World. That's my Instagram. My website is www.torrensworld.com. And you could Google my name. I'm a real person out here. I do's what I does. But I really am a fan of August and Rello, and it's a lot of people that this name might click and register here on this YouTube. So I'm very happy and I'm very honored to be here because what I do in my personal life is with my LLC, Torrens World Entertainment. I actually am a part of the LA Chamber of Commerce, and I'm actually a part of the LGBTQ chamber or sector of the chamber. And what we do is we advocate for businesses, for small businesses who face discrimination. And we are a part of a coalition that focuses on minority and women owned and LGBTQ small businesses to make sure they have equal representation and tools and resources to take their business to a bigger level. And I'm a fan of you guys because, like I said, I see media content, I see social commentary, and I see so much more than just people sitting around on YouTube um, jocking other artists and clout chasing. And I know this is live and stream, but I just went ahead and I did a little research within my chamber, and I spoke to I forgot his last name, forgive me, but Chad, the CEO of the Carolinas Regional Chamber, and I just dropped y'all information. I dropped the YouTube link, and I just told him to check you guys out because I believe you guys are a small business, and I believe that a um, you guys are a part of enriching the culture and the economics of entertainment, especially where you guys are at. So I think that if you guys have your LLC and you have everything registered with the state, that once you do that, you definitely get in touch with your chamber of commerce. And I personally request anybody on here listening who is an artist, if you do hair, if you watch kids, if you bake, if you do anything, even if you into CBD, you make your own lotions. If you have a hustle, please consider legitimizing yourself and hitting up, researching your local chamber of commerce and joining. Start making connections. One of the greatest things about being a part of a local chamber of commerce is not only the resources that you get, but you understand that we advocate for small businesses on a legislative level. And so we actually have power to get certain laws passed that protect our rights as independent contractors, sole source contractors, family owned businesses, just to make it real. And
Wow.
we also meet with corporations to make sure that, we have an open avenue with doing business with small businesses. So I just wanted to say that because
Oh my
that was
God, thank you, bro. I
like
appreciate. I really appreciate that.
so seriously, like serious. And that's why I wanted to get on. And that's why I get on these things because, this is about like you guys have real power. And I just wanted to say that like the people watching and the people listening, that you guys have real power. And because of the artists that they choose to follow, I felt comfortable um referring. You got to really understand too, like I don't know these guys, but I felt comfortable with using my name and my connection because the first thing I say is, hey, I'm from this chamber and this is what I do and this is who I am. And I want to see, do you guys have any people that make YouTube content? Because we have relationships with Twitter, but like, do you guys have that relationship? And what are your relationships? And how can we continue to build a bridge? I felt comfortable showing y'all's YouTube page, knowing what was going to be on there. And for a lot of people, I want you guys to think about when we're talking about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and people like that, you can't you can't feel comfortable reflecting yourself to that, to really going behind your name. If you have a name or you feel any honor about yourself and what you do, you you honestly can't say that you would refer some of these other YouTubers or some of these other people just by how they carry themselves and what they report on. So I wanted to say that, and I wanted to express that because a lot of people won't do that. They don't do that. And we've seen on YouTube how people will help somebody and then or not help them or like set them up to help them just to like shit on them. And
Mhm.
I want people to hear that, yeah, like go get those connections, and being on here is so much more. And as a fan of someone, as an admirer, that's our duty
Mhm.
as humans. So y'all got power, and I hope Nikki like see y'all, and I hope y'all are in a position to where y'all could benefit and put other people on, because y'all really do have like like a radio show, a media, you guys have media content, and that's the best way that I could just explain it and express it. So thank you.
No, thank you, Soren. Make sure, well, I got your number, so I will definitely be hitting you up, and we would definitely be talking behind the scenes. I really appreciate you for coming on. I just want to say that, bro. You want to say anything?
Yeah, I want to say thank you as well, man. You most definitely been a blessing in the little time that we have met you, and I just hope we have further endeavors as well.
Period.
Man, don't even trip. Like, I'm a real person. I talk to everybody like I know them. And the young lady that was on too, like,
Yes, JV.
I need
Amazing.
to find her, because that's a woman-owned business right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I do. So, we are definitely gonna have more future endeavors, and I thank you guys for allowing me to promote myself and to speak my piece and say what I have to say, because I realize that there's no people speaking like y'all. Do y'all really understand that? There's no people like really speaking like y'all, and you guys are a part of a network, because it's you and I don't know if it's Crystal, Nicole. I don't know all the other beautiful black women, but like you guys go hard. Like, y'all go hard, white hard. And
Like,
so,
period.
you know what I'm saying? I hope that
Mm-hmm.
Nicki really sees the potential and like what y'all doing as influencers, and like, you know what I'm saying, how you guys impact streams. Like, I see the Come On Barb stream. I see what y'all doing, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Y'all own little media center. So, don't sleep on it. Have a bigger goal. YouTube is beautiful and all, but y'all could definitely be where y'all want to be, and so much bigger. So anything I could do, I'm there. So hit me up. I love y'all.
Oh, we love you too,
Thank
Tori.
you.
Thank you
We
so
love you
much, bro.
too,
You got
bro.
me emotional. That's
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
sweet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I love y'all. Okay, well, I mean, y'all hit me up, and the invitation is always open. But let's talk about getting you guys registered as a LGBTQ
Mhm.
minority-owned business, and see what Carolina has to offer you guys. So hit me
Mm.
up behind the scenes, and everybody out there, please, 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 please get your LLCs, get your sole proprietor. If you have kids, that's your board. That
Mm.
is your board. That is your shareholders right there. You're not left out. You're not discounted. There are opportunities out here legitimately for any type of hustle. And once you do that, you have a voice. People got to, they have, I know it's hard to believe, but they have to hear your voice. You know what I'm saying? We contribute $3 trillion to the economy just by our power alone. So don't think that what you have to offer ain't worth it. And you can do so much. So just get your LLCs and hit your local chamber of commerce up in your city. We all got one, and they will give you the tools and resources you need. I love y'all. I'm out.
All
Love
right,
you too,
Torin. Thank
bro.
you so much, bro.
Bye.
Torin is amazing. JV is amazing. And I also want to shout out another amazing content creator. His name is Rello with the T.
Thank
Okay. I want to shout you out, Rello, because you just hit 1K. You know what I'm saying? You just hit 1K on your journey on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you are a member over here on our channel, you know what I'm saying, that we have together, but you also are creating your own, you know what I'm saying, your own lane. And I want to say that I'm proud of you, and I'm so happy that you are finally venturing off and doing something that I know that you always could do. Like, I literally told him last year, like, I don't know why, but as I was going through my spiritual journey, I seen him as a YouTuber. I seen Rello as a YouTuber before I seen myself as a YouTuber. That's the real T. That's the real fucking T. And you remember I told you that.
Yeah, you did.
I said, Rello, I don't know why, but I just see you as a YouTuber. Like, I see you giving and doing exactly what you need to do. So now that Rello has his own platform, which he's already had, but now he's about to be monetized. We are setting up his StreamYard link. We setting up all that because we're gonna have some good times over there on his channel as well. Okay. So do you want to say anything or promote your channel as well?
I think you promoted it Very well. I want to say that I'm proud of you too, babe.
Thank you, bro.
Because also on our journey together, we most definitely had, some ups and downs, especially when it comes to YouTube. But overall, we most definitely prevailed. And I just wanted to say, my channel gonna be lit too. Y'all gonna get the same energy that y'all get over there. Also, I want to leave y'all with this. The moral of the story is Cardi fell off.
That's the moral of the story. And I want to shout out every single person in the chat. I want to thank y'all so much for fucking with us, you know what I'm saying, and really, really giving us the real life and allowing our two guests to really be themselves.
Spotless mind. Don't make me get out of character right now.
Spotless mind. I know he ain't in the chat. I'm gonna beat your ass.
I'm gonna black your motherfucking eye hole if you think you gonna scam me. Okay.
And shout out to all of my members. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of the new subscribers. If you are very new on our channel, I want to shout you out as well. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are going to literally live for Rello and his lives, because his lives is going to be lit just like our lives are lit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be doing panels over there, all that shit. So be prepared for all that, okay?
All that.
And I just want to leave y'all with a little message for Cardi B. Thank y'all for being here. Oh, no, wait, before I go, let me pay the bills. I got to pay the bills. Okay, give me 1 second.
Shady gang. Now listen, if you are enjoying the show, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh yeah, and also if you like to donate, make sure you send it to Rello with the T with 1 A. You already know donations are accepted, and you can also send it to the show's 20 Days of August, and that's with 3 T's. You know what I'm saying? And oh yeah, we do also love them super chats. We love everybody that support us day to day. Y'all know y'all the Shady gang, and y'all the and that's the shit. If you don't know, hit that like button. We love y'all.
Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
Cardi B, leave your motherfucking nose alone, bitch, okay? Because if you touch it again, the fucking glass is going to fall the fuck off your face, okay? Your nose is not going to support your glasses anymore, bitch. They're going to drop to your lips. Your glasses is going to drop to your lips if you touch your fucking nose one more time.
Word of advice.
And listen, if y'all enjoyed the live, make sure y'all go and follow JV, okay? And make sure that you guys check out Torrent's website, www.torrentsworld.com. Make sure you go and check out www.spiritualshit.com. Make sure that you're using that 10% discount so that you can get your spiritual wands as well and your gems, and elevate yourself to another level, because you might need to, because some of y'all be very low vibrational and I be feeling it. But I'm saying, I still love you. I still love you though. And make sure that you guys, if you want to donate to our channel, make sure that you donate to our channel. Don't hesitate, even if it's $1. 20 Days of August with 3 T's is the Cash App, as well as Rello with the T. Okay, and that's with 1 A. Okay. And I also have a Venmo. My Venmo is August WTS, and it's August capital WTS. Okay, make sure y'all go and subscribe to JV's channel immediately. Okay, love her so much. Thank y'all so much for coming through, and we out. Bye.
Sleep.
You think Harriet Tubman was walking around with a fucking nice shiny fucking dress on with a fucking crown on her head when she was taking slaves to freedom?